everybody, what's going on? It's Friday night.
Friday night. Tomorrow's Saturday, man. Going to the club tomorrow.
Tomorrow's also Valentine's Day. Oh, and today is Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Which is why I have Valentine Jason on.
Staying the fuck in. I was at the biker bar. I saw all kinds of cool shit. All the fucking bikers were out. Fucking new motorcycles. Meeting new fucking dudes with badass fucking bikes and shit. Fucking, it's pretty good. But the show started late.
A little bit.
Because there was a medical emergency. 15 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, the neighbor ran over here. He's an old guy. He's got cancer. And his wife's fucking got cancer. And she just had a hip surgery a week ago. They're both like in their late 70s. She came out of the bathroom, fucking fell down, couldn't get in bed. So he called me over there to see if I could pick her up and put her in bed. And it's funny, man, when you get as old as I do and you look at people in their 70s and they don't look that old. You look at them like, it's funny, she doesn't look that old. But, you know, it's just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I couldn't get her in there.
Yeah.
Because she was in a narrow hallway and I'd have to crouch down to pick her up. And she just had that hip surgery.
Yeah, you don't want to move
So
her.
I had to cradle her. And it would have bent her hip. And if anything went wrong, man, fucking, I was like, nah, I can't pick her up. It's going to hurt her.
Yeah.
And I said, you're going to have to call the EMTs. You have to drag her out that way. And it's going to take about 4 dudes to get her in bed.
Yeah.
They're both kind of terminal. Well, at that age, everything's terminal. Everything's temporary. But, yeah, so we had to start the show late because I was over there seeing if I could pick this chick up.
And, like, I had no idea what was going on because, we were sitting here, like, kind of just shooting the shit.
She was doing other shit. Yeah,
and I said, oh, I got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I went in the bathroom and I was peeing.
Yeah, and dude came to the back door.
And I didn't hear that. And all I heard was Tom go, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, what? What?
I said, a medical emergency. I'll be back in a minute.
I couldn't hear what he said.
Yeah.
So then I was just, like, kind of fumbling to, like, get, off the toilet and, like, turn the fan off. So, like, what? And then, like, by the time I came out of the bathroom, like, he was gone. And he's like, he's gone. The car's still there, though. I'm like, he's not outside. He's not anywhere. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Where did he go?
They got a really nice house over there. I've never been in it. It's just a big old house. But, no, I couldn't help her.
Yeah, I mean...
He was just hoping I could pick her up. And I was like, I can't pick her up.
Yeah.
Not with that hip.
Well, yeah, because you
don't
want
in that little tight and confined area.
Yeah.
And I said, you're going to have to call the EMTs.
Yeah, I mean, they can do that kind of
he's
stuff.
over there. They call the EMTs. They'll take care of it. And I says, I got to get back on the show.
Yeah.
And he's not strong enough to even really help me pick her up.
Right.
It's going to take about 4 guys in a stretcher.
And, like, guys that more are, like, experienced doing that kind of stuff. Because, like I said, if you did something and, like, you fucked it up somehow, like, they could sue you.
She's not heavy. She's, like I said, she looks like a Leta.
Yeah.
Just older version of a Leta. She's, and maybe 145 pounds. I can pick her up. But, like I said, I'd have to go underneath her knees and then around underneath her arms. You know what I mean? Fucking underneath her shoulders on the back.
Yeah.
And pick her up. If you do that, she's going to fold. She's going to bend.
Yeah.
And she just had that hip replaced a week ago. And I'm like,
Yeah,
and I said, if I pick you up like that, you're going to bend. Is that going to hurt your hip? And she's like, yeah. And I said, I can't pick you up then.
Yeah.
It's going to need a stretcher.
Yeah, like I said, let them
guys.
it.
They have the equipment. I don't have the equipment.
And like I said, they know what they're doing. So.
And also 4 dudes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You need to drag her out of the hallway to where there's more room into the bathroom where they could work on her and get her transferred to a stretcher.
Yeah.
I couldn't really pick her up where she was. I'd have to pull her.
Yeah.
And I tried to pull her a little bit, and she's like, "Oh!" And I was like, "Nah."
And I was like, "Yeah, you don't want to do that." It's just yikes. That sucks, man. That sucks.
All right, so everybody's here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why. I wasn't sure. Like, that's why I posted a message on YouTube because I was like, I have no idea what's going on. I was in the bathroom, and it's like, I just came out and Tom was gone.
Dude had an emergency. Dude's wife needed help, and he called me over there.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do it.
Yeah. But yeah, they've been over there a while. But yeah, they're both kind of in bad shape.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. But, it'll be all right. the EMTs will come and get everything sorted out. I'm guessing.
They're both end of life.
Yeah, I mean,
Sucks, but
unfortunately, it happens to all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gramper says, my parents both died after bad falls. They were in rough shape before they fell, but the falls were the final step before entering the arms of Jesus. Yeah. That's what we have putting it.
And she's got cancer.
Yeah.
She's got terminal cancer, and they replaced her hip anyway.
Yeah.
Which I have just been like, I don't know. I think but she broke the hip when she fell, so they had to replace it.
Well, yeah. They're not going to leave it like that.
Yeah.
But... Man, I'm not looking forward to that kind of crap. I'm just maybe if I just like don't walk around too much, it'll be all right. Like when I don't know. Does she have like a walker or anything?
No. She just walked from the bedroom into the bathroom.
Into the bathroom and then just fell.
Yeah, she came off the bathroom and fell.
Yeah.
Couldn't get back up.
That happened with your stepdad too. Like he fell in the.
Yeah, that was different though. That was Lou Gehrig's disease.
Yeah, that was Lou Gehrig's disease.
And he didn't have any muscle. His muscle was just wasting away. He had muscle, couldn't command it. He became trapped in his own body.
Yeah.
Which, man, that was a fucking... Watching that dude die, even though I hated that dude, I was just like, man, like, what a way to go.
Hardly anybody deserves to go like that. Yeah, I say hardly anybody except
that way
for
to
some
go.
people that do, but...
He died because he didn't have enough strength to inhale.
Yeah.
And all he said in his final fucking weeks is, I can't breathe.
Yeah.
I can't breathe.
Yeah, he was in.
And I was just like, man, that was driving me fucking crazy. Thinking about suffering. It's about suffocating.
Yeah.
And they just had him, they were blowing air into his lungs. Keep him alive. Couldn't move anything.
I know, man. These fucking meat suits that we live in.
Yeah, the meat suit was malfunctioning.
Yeah. They're just really not, they're not built to last, sadly.
Yeah.
Camp Guy says, I am super careful with all my movements going downstairs or other situations. I am too, to be honest, because like I don't have the greatest balance. So I usually take the stairs going up or down, like, just like, just like one at a time hanging on, you know what I mean? The only time I get scared is if I'm taking the laundry basket up or down. Like, I kind of get nervous about that, because, obviously then I can't hang on. So I'm always, like, super careful doing that.
I take steroids and I take fucking... testosterone and work out and fucking get drunk and run up and down the stairs and ride motorcycles at high rates of speed. I'll fucking do anything. I don't care, because I'm just I kind of think that you either fucking use it or you lose it, and I just like to. Now there's some biology involved and fucking biochemistry involved. Just keep yourself fucking flooded with all this fucking. You're gonna die eventually anyway. I just want to die strong, Yeah. I don't want to fall apart like my dad did or my stepdad.
But, I mean, I say that, you say that too, and it's like, it's good to like kind of keep yourself active and keep yourself as healthy as possible.
Yeah.
And, have fun in your life and stuff like that. But there's also the other side of like, not doing stuff that you don't really need to do. Just because, and like I said, because I would hate to just like do some dumb shit, like just trip falling down the stairs and then like break both my legs or something like that.
I think in my case, because of how I grew up, there's something about risk and the addiction to risk that fucking keeps all the fucking juices flowing. I think, you know what I mean? I don't take the amount of risks that I used to,
Yeah.
But I still go out and have fun and do stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we still go out, we still drink, we still go dancing and shit like that.
Yeah.
But
you know,
he still goes out and rides motorcycles, which I worry about it, but I'm not gonna like stop him from doing it.
They got so many dudes that are older than me in much worse shape than me that still fucking ride around on Harleys and crap like that. You know what I mean? So, if they get in a bad accident, they're gonna die.
Yeah.
But if I got in that same accident, I'd have better shape. I'd have better chance than they did.
Well, you have better armor than they have too.
Like I was saying, I'm wearing armor and all kinds of stuff too. But I sent Jen a Facebook thing where they had a woman who's in her 70s, just turned 70, and she's on all kinds of shit. And I looked at her and I says, "Man, fucking, I hope I look that good as a dude at 70."
I thought you said she was 80.
No, 80. No, 90. Was she 90?
I can't remember.
I think she was either 80 or 90.
Yeah, she was old as shit, but you never know.
You never know by looking at her.
Unless they just lied on the thing to for clicks.
I don't think she does because
that's possible too.
She's pretty famous. I'll find her.
CB says the neighbors are lucky they live next door to good people. Yeah, I mean, if somebody's asked for help, you're gonna go help them. Like, why wouldn't you? I feel like most people would.
Yeah.
Gramper says, my dad with dementia broke his hip on a fall too. The doctors gave him a hot dose of morphine to accelerate the passing. Yeah, they'll do that.
She's 80.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I thought
80.
you said 80.
Yeah. I'll show him. She's not natural.
I mean...
This is hormones and biotechnology.
It would be very unusual to look like that.
Yeah, and she didn't do this her whole life. She started this way when she was older. She's only been doing it for probably maybe 15, 20 years. Yeah. But no, I hope I look that good at 80. I'm almost 60, so there's a good chance. But she's competing in bikini competition, and she's on estrogen and nandrolone and hormones and eating right, working out.
She's probably had some plastic surgery too.
Maybe a little bit. Yeah, but you're kind of supposed to.
Yeah.
If you want to look good at that age. But for 80, you can't beat that. And if she looks that good at 80, keeping up with it is a lot easier when you already look that way at 80.
Yeah.
You know?
Camp Guy said, I did not know it was a thing, but I saw a fancy doctor's office that said veterinary ophthalmology. I was not aware that was a thing. It was too late for my dog. Yeah, because the dog was blind and deaf. Yeah, they pretty much anything they can do on a person, they can do on an animal if you are willing to pay for it. So, and you can get pet insurance too. So, if you do that. Cramther says, after 27 years of doing cop stuff and several situations of bullets or teeth flying, my goal is to spend the remaining years watching the grass grow and having as much fun as my wallet can afford. I mean, yeah, I hear you. Yeah. I'm not gonna go out and just do like fucking, walk on a tightrope between fucking skyscrapers or like go climb mountains or anything like that. Why the fuck would I want to do that? You know what I mean? You're just asking for shit. But no shade if we want to climb mountains. It's just I don't really want to climb mountains. You know what I'm saying? To like prove anything to anybody or nothing like that. It's like, no thanks. I'll just hang out and go dancing and do shit like that. That's about as wild as I'm going to get, probably.
All right, so today, of course, is a Friday. This is our Open Lines Friday.
Yay.
We call it Sidetracks because we're always getting sidetracked on the other show. So today we can talk about anything.
And I mean, we still do that on the other show too.
We talk about anything on
this show. Doing this show, like trying to like funnel it all off onto this show, it did not work at all.
Yeah, it's just another show.
Oh well.
We get this is funny because sometimes this show is this is one of our most profitable shows in terms of super chats.
Well, just because it's kind of just like a chill. It's Friday night, like I said. Everybody's probably in a good mood. People are drinking or smoking whatever they have, and everyone's just kind of chilling and waiting for the weekend, and so like I said, everybody's probably in a better mood because most people the work week is over.
Last night we rewatched some movies to see if they held up. Predator Badlands, rewatched that,
which we just saw a few months ago.
Yeah, we saw it in the theater.
Yeah, we saw it in the theater like a few months ago.
We rewatched that. It was free on
Hulu. I think it was on Hulu.
Yeah, and it holds up to multiple viewings. I liked it. I think better on second viewing.
Yeah, usually if I like a movie one time, like it's usually better the second time.
I thought it was good. Yeah, it had some Disney elements to it, but I think they fucking handled it pretty well, and they didn't compromise the character of the Yalta. Fucking in the end, he didn't show any mercy to his dad for what he did to his brother. It's just I thought it was cool.
I'm glad they didn't make him like chicken out.
Yeah, he did.
Because I was like, oh man, please don't make it end with him going back and saying, "I forgive you, Dad." It's like, no, kill that motherfucker.
No, he killed him. He killed him. He was an
asshole.
Yeah.
Don't forgive that.
And his mom shows up, and they leave it to you to figure out how that shit was going to go down.
Like, she's even worse.
And he had a new clan now, and it involved aliens and a synthetic.
Yeah.
And then the second one that we rewatched was Heretic.
Yeah.
And that bitch held up really well. I fucking love that movie.
Man, that was even better the second time.
On second viewing,
I loved that movie. Heretic. That was my third favorite horror movie of 2024.
Yeah.
Right after Late Night with the Devil and the Substance.
A couple of young Mormon chicks, get captured by an evil heretic, played by fucking, what's his heartthrob name now? What's that guy? Hugh Grant. And that was one of Hugh Grant's, I think, best roles.
Yeah, he's so fucking good at this movie. He's so, like, creepy.
He played this real creepy, charming, fucking crazy bitch who's way into religion. And was, like, I don't want to say he was a sorcerer. He was just a fucking weird fucking mythicist, I guess. And this kind of weird dude. It was a great movie, though. It held up.
I know, I loved it. I was just like really excited because they have it on HBO Max, and I've been meaning to rewatch it because we saw it in the theater back when it first came out. Yeah. And I was like, man, that was such a good movie. And when they saw it on there, I was like, we're gonna have to rewatch that one of these days. And it's like, man, it was like so much better the second time.
If you haven't seen Heretic, you got to see it.
Yeah.
Great horror movie.
Peter Bohr said that movie was great, like with Hugh Grant. Yeah, it's fantastic. Like I said, that was easily one of my favorite horror movies of 2024. We got a super chat from Gramthers.
What's up, Grant?
Thank you very much. Says salting the tip jar for the night. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Oh, CB is giving us an update on his nuts because remember he dropped the thing on.
Oh yeah,
remember he dropped the server on his nuts.
He's telling us about his testicles.
How did you manage that? So when he explained it, I was like, okay, I guess I could see that.
Injuring his testicles.
Yeah. They're black and purple for the second time in my life. Once from crashing my bike and the handlebar going in my groin.
Yeah.
The second one, the server at work on Wednesday. I always wondered how often that happened, like with boys and bicycles. Because, you know, even with just being a girl, like when you kind of slide off your seat and stuff like that, that shit doesn't feel good either. Like, you know, slamming yourself into cooch with the thing. But I'm sure it's not as painful as getting your balls slammed. But I wouldn't know. You know what I mean? Does it hurt a lot having your balls hit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hasn't happened in a long time.
That's true.
Not for me. It hasn't happened in a long time.
When was the last time?
Dudes become a scientist when it comes to protecting your nuts. It's, you know, women have the... It's funny because in these horror movies, they say, well, just kick him in the nuts. Dudes grow up knowing how to protect their nuts. It's like,
well, I mean, they're just dangling right out there, so they better learn to protect them.
Yeah, it's like some shit out of fucking Karate Kid. Just like, you just can't hit them. We're good at it. It hadn't been hit since I was a little kid. But I remember that you could get fucking hit in the nuts so bad that you could fucking just taste it in your throat like something happened.
I have seen some people get hit in the balls hard and throw up.
Yeah.
Like I've seen that more than once.
Yeah.
Where it like hurts your whole body.
Yeah, but I hadn't had that happen since I was like maybe about fucking 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I guess kind of makes sense because it's like a lot of like when girls when they have their period really bad, like it affects your whole body. It's not just that area. It's kind of everywhere. Yeah. So maybe it's kind of the same thing. It just stretches like through your whole fucking body. But I have seen.
Well, it's like your ovaries. You know what I mean? But imagine if your ovaries could be smashed.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Well, I've had some periods that actually did feel like that. That felt like people were just going like that, like inside your body. You know what I mean? Oh, it sucked. I'm so glad I don't have that anymore. Because I'm too fucking old. That's the best thing. The best thing. Well, no, there's two best things. There's two best things about getting older. Everything else kind of blows or is neutral. But the two best things are, one, not giving a fuck about anything anymore. About, like, what people think of you or anything like that. That's awesome. And also for girls not having a period anymore. It's awesome. I love it. Yeah, Kenny says, what do you mean that's true, Jenny? Were you the last one to kick Tom in the nuts? I have never kicked Tom in the nuts.
No.
Not on purpose. I don't ever think I've even done it accidentally.
I haven't been kicked in the nuts since I was like 9.
That's what I mean. I've never kicked him in the nuts. I never had a reason to.
I've heard women tell all these fables, we'll just kick him in the nuts. And I'm like, yeah, it's easier said than done. It's hard to kick a dude in the nuts. We defend our nuts without even thinking about it.
Well, see now, when I was in school, we had a cop come and did like a rape prevention seminar which is weird, but like it was the 80s. And so they had all the girls in the gym, and this cop was there talking about it, and he was like, yeah, nuts and stuff like that. He's like, but I don't know if he specifically said a lot of dudes will like just protect their nuts like automatically, so go for other vulnerable areas like their eyeballs, or stick shit in their ear, or like their throat or something like that, because it's like they might not actually be protecting that.
Yeah.
So that's probably some good advice there.
It's just targets of opportunity.
Yeah.
But you can't rely on one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the nuts. Nah, it's kind of like throat. A lot of guys who are real fucking good at fighting protect their throats without thinking about it too.
Well, yeah, because you could fuck somebody up if you hit them there hard enough.
Yeah, so they're just bobbing, ducking, and weaving, and they're fucking chin and shit and fucking turning, and you can't get a hold of somebody's throat very easily. So because they're doing it without thinking about it. If you have to think about something in a fight, you're gonna lose.
Well, yeah.
Everything is automatic. You're not thinking about it. It's just instinctive. It's just like those dudes out there playing basketball and shooting hoops and all that shit you're seeing. They're not thinking about that. It just happens automatically.
Well, yeah. I mean, once you've practiced enough and you're good at it, that's kind of where you want to get. That's why you practice so much, because you want it to become second nature.
Just second nature, right?
Zach says, I still think one of my favorite comments I ever heard a woman make about her period was, my boobs are just useless spheres of pain right now. Oddly enough, I didn't really have too much pain. I know like boob pain is like a really common side effect. I didn't really have that too bad. It usually extended like all down my legs, and up my back, and my feet would swell up real big, like so much that I couldn't like wear some shoes, or my shoes were like all really uncomfortable. So I had that happen too. So it wasn't just that one area, it was kind of that. But man, it felt like the muscles in your thighs and stuff like that were just going like that. Ugh, it was awful. I hated it. Kenny says, don't mean to flip the script, but kicking girlies in the front bum is a thing. Apparently it happens plenty in women's prison. Yeah, and I'm saying, I've never been, kicked in the snatch or anything like that, but I have fallen on it, like on bikes and stuff like that, and it does hurt a lot, but I don't think it hurts the same way that, you know what I mean? It's not the same as nuts.
Yeah.
Because it's just...
It's not internal organs.
Yeah, it's not like your internal organs just hanging out there like little fruits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which when I was growing up, I just thought that was so weird. I was like, man, they just hang out there like that? Holy crap. That would suck.
Because of temperature.
I know why they do. It's just funny to think.
Evolution. It's not just humans. All male mammal animals do that.
Just walk around swinging.
Shit just hanging.
Like truck nuts.
Keeping that shit cool. It might be
in the breeze.
I don't know. In certain species, it might be a display too.
Probably. Well, it can be both things.
Yeah.
It can be both things.
To let the females know that fucking you ready to go.
He's like, I don't know. Look at these big.
I don't know if females select on animals seem to select upon things like, like how big the feathers are and how colorful and so I don't know if it goes that way with mammals.
Yeah, because I think a lot of female selection is stuff is stuff that's not necessary.
Yeah.
Like, because that
big
means
horns.
That means that you have extra
excess,
shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you're healthy and you produced all this cool shit even though you didn't eat it. So yeah, that tends to be why. I mean, that's why they say like that peacock has that big ass. It doesn't do anything. It's just pretty.
Yeah, it's an expense.
Yeah.
And it's a threat to survival, but he still survives.
Yeah.
Animals that have big horns, the females of those species find them attractive because those horns are working against their survival.
Yeah, I mean,
they can't fit through things.
Yeah, up to a point, they'd probably be good because it'd be good for fighting other males. Yeah. But after a time, it's like they'd be real heavy, and
each year they're bigger and bigger.
Yeah, they'd be like walking around like with their head listed.
They're like, damn, yeah, he's successful. Yeah.
I can't get in the door of my apartment even.
Yeah, look at the size of that shit.
If they lived in apartments.
Well, dudes into that too. These women with these big fake titties, they're made fucking like 2 beach balls on their front. God, she gotta be hot. She can't even get in a fucking sports car. Just kind of shit. Got nipples the size of dinner plates.
I always thought that would be such a pain in the ass to have that.
They're fucking hot, man. I grew up.
I mean, I get if it's like a fetish and stuff like that, but it's just kind of like, man, my boobs aren't even that big, and it's just kind of like I can't see my feet when I bend over.
It's the same thing. In the animal kingdom of deers with antlers that are just fucking 14 point or 16 point deer. You know what I mean? You don't need that many fucking points on your antlers. They don't have to be that big. You know what I mean? 4 point or a 6 point. That's all you need. But no, we're gonna talk about 14 point. 16 point, that's an old deer and it's fucking huge, and the females would like that. And here's the thing, if y'all want to talk about cosmetic surgery and faking the fuck, the same thing happens in the animal kingdom, because white-tailed deer, the males, even though if they have big antlers, will go and scoop up all kinds of shit off the fucking ground,
like sticks and whatnot.
Sticks and fucking limbs and
look
fucking
how
grass,
big they
and
are,
try to make them even look bigger. Look at all that shit. Look how big that shit is. Trying to make it look like their antlers are even bigger.
Like a motherfucking Christmas tree up in here.
Huge. Yeah, my shit's huge.
I'm sure the female deer are just kind of like, yeah, whatever, Carl.
I think they like that too. If it didn't work, the males wouldn't do it. Because that might make a 6 point might make a 6 point look a little bit like an 8 point. It might confuse them.
That's just so funny.
Yeah, like makeup.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, all animals do it. It's just kind of like, well, not all animals, obviously, but a lot of animals do that. So
mammals do it.
Yeah, it's not really all that different.
Yeah, mammals lie.
Although
my cat hides the fact that she didn't finish her food.
So she can get more food.
Because she gets some more food.
She's very deceptive. She's a sneaky little brat.
And it said, you're sitting on that. You move out where you're sitting on.
Yeah, she very deliberately comes and sees like part of the stick, and then she
like
just,
a meat stick, yeah.
And then
she'll
sits
sit
on it
and ask for another one.
And then she sits there all cute with her eyes, like she gives those big round eyes, like looking at.
No, you're sitting on food. You're hiding food.
You're sitting on, and she was like,
yeah, you better eat that first.
She knows she's caught too.
Yeah,
but she always tries.
Yeah, lying.
She tries to get one over. Well, Bambi has started doing that now too, because I will feed her wet food a couple times a day, and she also eats some of the wet food that I put out for Pookie, because Pookie will just sit there and let her do it. You know what I mean? I'm just like, okay, whatever, I give up. But then she'll want more food from Daddy here. So she'll come in, like, sitting by the plate, be like, hey, can I have some more of the snacks? Can I have some? And he's just like, okay. And then she gets all excited. But the funny thing is she would not come up on the bed. I think I've said this before. Like, we had her for like a year and a half, 2 years, and she wouldn't come up on the bed for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, Pookie will come up on the bed. She'll sleep up there. She'll sit on your face. She doesn't care.
Yeah.
But I try to get Bambi just like, come on up here, and like you'd pick her up and put her up, and she's like, no, and she would run and jump off. Like, she was scared of it. And we were kind of like, well, did the house she used to live in not let her on the bed, and she's afraid she's going to get punished or something like that?
It's not what it was.
Not what it was. Evidently, once Tom started feeding her, like started giving her, she likes this little, what are they called, delectables, like little stew or something.
Yeah, a little stew.
And he started giving it to her in the room, like in the evenings, like as a snack.
Same night I fed her.
And that same night, she just came and jumped right up on the bed and sat.
Yep. It's because I hadn't fed her.
And maybe she thought that you were, because you were always sitting on the bed, oh, well, that man doesn't like me.
Because he never feeds me.
Because he never feeds me.
Yeah. So
it's because usually I fed her.
Yeah. No, I just fed her. And then instantly, then she's like, oh, okay, then we're friends. And then she's going to come up on the bed.
And now she'll just hang out up there for like ages.
Yep.
Just like Pookie does.
The first night I fed her, she was up on the bed the same night.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just
it was crazy.
And this shit went on for over a year and a half probably.
Yeah, we kept trying, but she's like, come on,
why,
it's okay.
Why would I feed her? Jen was feeding her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I tried to pet her. She's like, no.
And then I was like, I wonder why. I said, maybe she got abused, like by a man or something, or maybe she thinks your voice is too loud. I don't know.
No.
It's like, I couldn't figure it out.
Because I hadn't fed her. I just fed her once, and then she's like, oh, yeah.
Oh, you're all right.
Yeah,
I love you now.
Yeah. Now she loves me. She loves me. Yeah. She comes up and begs, food. She's like, please.
Now she does the same thing to him that she's always doing to me, like plopping and like getting
plopping on her back, like leaning up against shit, making eyes with you,
running under your feet. Like she'll run next to you, like looking up at you, like I love you. It's like very, very funny.
I didn't know what it was. It's because I hadn't fed her.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, I was trying to pet her. She's like, oh, no. Yeah,
she would run away like she was scared.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, you never did anything bad to her. But That's all it was. The second he started giving her food. Like she was
fed her
just
once.
like,
She'd come into bed. She loves me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now she's all over him.
Yep. It's weird.
Not as much as Pookie.
I didn't realize it was that basic.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just funny. I'm just glad.
Well, I guess that was a sign of like she thought I didn't accept her.
Yeah, and well, I think maybe I don't know if because they're pretty perceptive, right? And I think that because Pookie is such a daddy's girl,
yeah,
and you play with Pookie all day, like he'll be sitting there like watching YouTube or something, and Pookie will be just like play with me, blah, and he'll be like doing the string like with one hand while he's doing something else, and so Pookie will just like fuck with him all day, and I think that maybe Bambi thought, oh well, that's Pookie's daddy, like I'm not gonna he doesn't like me.
Maybe I don't know.
I thought maybe that's what it was. Like I kind of felt like she's like, well, Pookie's his kitty, and this is my mom.
Yeah,
because she hung out with me all the time.
Yeah.
Like she hangs out in my office. So I don't know.
Weird.
Maybe, but the second he started feeding her, she was just kind of like it was like a switch flipped.
Yeah,
she was just kind of like, oh, okay, I love you now.
Yeah, weird. I didn't realize it was that simple.
Yeah. That's crazy. They're so cute, the two of them. I'm glad they're like kind of hanging out together now. They don't fight anymore or anything like that.
They never really did.
They still watch each other though. And like I said, if I'm petting Bambi, because Bambi will like plop in the hall and be like, hey, pet my stomach, and I'm like, okay. Yeah. And so I do that, and if Pookie comes around and sees it, ooh, she gives you such a stink eye. She'll just like sit there and stare at you like, why are you petting that other kitty? Like, it's pretty funny because she has like those big round yellow eyes and she just stares.
I can't wait for the club tomorrow. I want to go dancing.
Me too.
Yeah.
And it's Valentine's Day tomorrow.
Yep.
We're gonna get some steaks.
Yeah, we can drive up and get some steaks. I should have got some today, but I forgot about it. We can get steaks tomorrow.
Yeah. Like
steaks and potatoes.
Didn't really want to go to a restaurant because everything will be
fucking jam-packed.
Packed, and Valentine's Day, particularly when it falls on a Saturday, you would need a reservation probably. Yeah. I think we went out and got steaks last year, but it was it was on a weekday.
Even the biker mom was up at the fucking club. You got your
oh shit.
You got your old lady you got your old lady Valentine's Day ready. He says, yeah, I got it ready. I said, can't go get some steaks. I got the shit all wrapped up though. I was trying to get some steaks. She said, oh no, you can't get in the Longhorn. No, you're gonna have to have reservations a week in advance.
That's what I'm saying, yeah, because everybody and their mama goes out.
You're gonna be cooking at your house.
Well, yeah, that's what we plan to do anyway.
Yeah,
we're just gonna go up to the butcher.
Right, they know what's on.
We're gonna go up to the butcher and get steaks, and then cook them.
Yeah,
that'll be really good. Maybe get some baked potatoes also.
Yeah, I got some potatoes here. I got some of those russet potatoes, I think.
Oh, we do?
I think so. Yeah, got a bag of those.
Yum.
Yeah.
And he also made
golden potatoes. No, the golden potatoes.
That works too.
Yeah, I got golden potatoes.
He also made some more oatmeal bars today. Yeah. Did you
got
say
those
about
all packed up?
Because
I don't make the cookies anymore. I just put the shit out.
Yeah, you guys don't even know. Like we ended up with how many of those big cans of Quaker Oats? If you're in the US,
I had about 8 of them things, man.
Some of them were like 10 years old.
Yeah, it was like. And I threw 2 of them away, and it turns out
we're like that.
I checked, and those things are good for fucking decades.
Are they really?
Yeah.
I was kind of worried. I was like, well, how bad could they have possibly gone? You know what I mean?
It's okay. The other ones were 4 years old, so I got those.
We're like, well, fuck it.
Make cookies out of.
Yeah, but like he's just making them in like big pans, like bars. So
make
you
them
just
in a glass
cut them
pan.
out. It's a lot easier.
Yeah. It's just
there's chocolate chips in there, and you put what like dried cranberry or.
No, it was that deluxe trail mix.
Oh, okay. You put the trail mix in
from
there.
Sam's Club.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That has all the different kind of nuts, including pistachios and
that's right.
chocolate square chips in it, and cranberries, dried cranberry. It's a really high end trail mix.
Yeah.
So I put that in it.
In the oatmeal.
Yeah,
bars.
it's good.
Yeah, they're good. I've already had 2 of them today.
Yeah. In the oatmeal cookies. Instead of spending time making cookies, fuck all that. I just put it in a glass pan.
Yeah, just put it all in one layer, and you just cut them out in bars. It's like
I made 2 pans of that shit.
Yeah, we're gonna be eating.
It's good for like a week, 2 weeks.
We're gonna be
make like a candy bar.
Well, because he was saying he was cleaning out the pantry. He's like, dude, I found like 8 fucking things of
a bunch of
oats.
Oats that have
we
to
should
go.
probably use it.
Yeah.
Some of them were like I said, some of them were like legit a decade old. That's how long it's been. Because I guess we just brought them because we haven't
brought them from the old place.
Yeah, we haven't lived in this house for 10 years. Like, so we probably just brought everything from the pantry.
That was some shit they had at Sam's. It was probably real cheap. You know what I mean? And I says, oh, that's a good price. I'll use that. And then never got around to using it.
And then you never got
Quaker
around to
Oats, you know.
So that's what happens when you shop at Sam's all the time. You're just kind of like, oh yeah, look how cheap that is.
Yeah. And never got around to using it.
10 years later, it's still there in the back of the pantry.
One time, for like $4.95, I bought a gallon of fucking hot sauce. It was that Crystal hot sauce. It came in a plastic jug.
Yeah, like restaurant shit.
Restaurant style. And I used a lot of it. For it took a while to use it up though. I was using it. I was frying chicken and then tossing that and butter in it to make
like buffalo sauce.
Buffalo chicken wings. Yeah.
Oh, we got another super chat.
What's up?
From Gadgy. Hey, how you been? Been a while.
Yeah.
Have a $5. Missed watching you guys. We missed you too.
Thanks, Ben.
We're glad you're back. But yeah, having a fun show, talking about cats and food as we usually do. But yeah.
Cats and food and dancing tomorrow.
Yay!
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
For Valentine's.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
We'll see if Dawn is there.
Well,
I'll call her and see if she's gonna be there.
Maybe she's got a date for Valentine's.
She's always got a date.
Maybe she's got one for Valentine's Day though.
I'll send her a message.
See if she's
got
there.
she's fucking
she was there last.
Scoping on that dude, and then she like fucking hiding us.
Yeah.
She's like, I can't be fucking around too much. If he sees me making out with your wife, he's gonna fucking get turned off by that shit. He's seen me making out with Goth Queen, and I was just like laughing. And I says, you just tell her that I miss her. And I says, you go tell her herself. She's right over there. She's drunk. And she's like, I will. I'm gonna go tell her. She goes over there and she's making out with her again. It's just shit's fucking funny, man.
It is very funny.
This fucking chick's funny.
She's so sweet. I love her.
Yeah, we're bending that girl.
Well,
we're calling her a girl. She's our age.
Yeah,
she's our age.
I call her buddy girl still. Yeah, I think she's a couple years younger than me, but
yeah, she's funny.
She's not. But like I said, you wouldn't. All the old fart goths that go to this place, like most of them, you wouldn't know how old they were. Like you can tell they're not 20, but some of them are like 60, and you wouldn't know.
You would know, yeah. She's not that old though. But
no, she's like I said. I think she's a couple years younger than I am.
She had like a fucking full fucking tummy tuck and fucking lifts and shit. You fucking touch her.
Man, they did a good job on her tummy tuck. I will say. Her stomach is completely flat, and I was like, "Oh man!" Like, wow. I was like, "Don't be weird," but it's like, well, she showed us the scar and everything, and I was like,
"So that shit was worth it." She goes, "Yeah, it's just worth it."
I was like, "Man, they did a good job."
She's like, "I'm fighting it."
But she wasn't real heavy.
No.
Anyway, I mean, she wasn't like anyway. She looked good anyway.
Yeah, now I'm gonna get those big old fucking titties. I says, yeah, you're gonna fucking knock these motherfuckers just anything it takes.
That's gonna be her next.
Yeah, she's trying to get married. She's trying to find her a man at 50.
Yeah, I mean, she had one before, but I guess, it happens. I mean, well, shit,
She's extremely cool and she can dance.
Yeah. I mean, I was married before, but
she's shy.
She's introverted, probably a lot more introverted than I am, actually, and that's saying something.
Yeah, she's shy.
Because I'm actually quite introverted too.
Works at the fire department.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She fosters dogs.
Yeah, takes care of dogs.
Yeah. But yeah, she's a super cool chick. But it's just funny that, it's funny that she's been coming out there forever, and like we just kept seeing her there all the time, but it's like she never really talked to anybody because she's real shy, and she would like hang out by herself. The crazy thing though is that if a good song plays like really early in the night before anyone is dancing, she will absolutely go out there and dance all by herself.
Yeah.
Which even I don't do that. Yeah. Because I feel it's weird.
Yeah, she could dance. So she was dancing all the good songs, and I'm like, that chick, that's a goth chick.
I was like, man, she's got really good taste. Because she would dance to some kind of like obscure shit.
Obscure shit that that was good. And I was like, that's a real goth chick. So me and Jen were up at the bars before anybody else showed up. She's over there by herself.
Yeah, because she always shows up.
And we were talking about it, and I says, I'm gonna go get her. She's like, all right. So I went over there and
I'll
this
go
is,
get her.
what's your name? And you went, oh, okay, you know my wife? You know my wife, Jenna? I'm Tom this and that. Says we always dance to the best songs. I forget, why are you hanging out by yourself? I don't know. Come on. She's, well, I said, come on.
Come hang out with us.
Yeah, and then we adopted her. Yeah, we adopted her.
She knows some other people there. But
Yeah,
it's like,
but she was just like...
But she just spent a lot of time by herself.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's kind of...
Yeah.
But she's just like so cool, and I was just kind of like, I don't... Well, I sensed that she was cool, because I don't like I said...
She looks like Susan Sarandon.
She does a bit.
Okay,
Like, we had rewatched The Hunger not too long ago,
Yeah.
and we were saying, yeah, that does, like, in the face. Her hair doesn't look like that,
Yeah,
but
like Susan Sarandon.
but in the face, she kind of looks like her. But it's I don't like super showy people or like super attention whory kind of people.
They like us though.
And I'm always just kind of like those kind of people kind of wear me out.
No, she's low key.
To be honest, but yeah, so I tend to like sort of lower key people, even people that are like really good dancers and stuff like that, but they're not doing it in a way that's like, wee, look at me, woo, woo. Like I don't really like that kind of person. Like people that are really loud and like constantly trying to draw attention to themselves. Because most of the people that we know that are really good dancers and shit like that, they're just dance. They don't even care if people are watching them or not. They're just kind of like into it. You know what I mean? They're just thinking about the music and they're not really caring about if people are looking at them or not. So that's cool, but you know, some people you can tell that it's like a performance.
What's that noise? Did you hear that?
It's the jackhole with the stereo.
It's him? He's over there? Fuck.
I think, or it's somebody in their car. I heard it for a minute earlier. Yeah. So I was like, oh, we're doing this again, huh? Shit. Yeah. But, shit, I was going to say something else, and then I got distracted by that noise out there. Hopefully he's not going to do that all night. But, you know, it's Friday the 13th, and it's sort of a holiday tomorrow.
That's who we're talking about.
Yeah. That's her.
That's dope. Yeah. See what I find.
I like that picture.
Yeah, it's easy for...
But yeah, she's cool as shit. I like her. I like her a lot.
Yeah.
But, you know, like I said, so she's chill, and I like that. She's just like, she's a real one.
So, too bad I don't have any of her dancing. She doesn't have any pictures of her dancing.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Or a video of her dancing.
Probably Charisse has one somewhere, but you'd have to, like, wade through all of... Because Charisse is always filming at the club. So I think she has videos of everybody dancing. But they're, like, all over. You know, she's got, like, a whole fucking pages and pages of them. I think Charisse was in New Orleans, actually. Her and her family. But I think they're back now. That's one of her little puppy dogs.
Yeah.
I can't remember what that dog's name is. She posts so many pictures of the dog. Yeah. It's, like, so funny. And like I said, she's fostering one now, too, that I think's name is Grace.
Yeah, there's...
But,
Yeah, I heard it, like, you don't have any of her at the club.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, they don't...
Yeah.
Our kind don't usually take a lot of photos. Like, Charisse does.
Yeah.
Like, she'll take photos and videos and then post it to, like, the Barbarella page and stuff. But, most people... And you know what? It's weird. I don't know if it's just because they're, like, goth or alt people, or it's just because we're older. You don't see a lot of them on their phone all night either.
That's her at the club with the black hair.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with the youngsters.
With the youngsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't really see a lot of people on their phones. Like a lot of the regulars. They just come there and talk to other people and dance and drink, and they're not standing there on their phone all night, I've noticed. I guess, I don't know. I don't do that, so I just leave my phone in the car because I don't want to carry it. I'm also afraid I'm going to lose it, you know what I mean? That I'm going to leave it someplace, and I don't want to do that, so I just leave it in the trunk.
Man.
What happened?
I know.
What happened?
Oh, I'm just getting sleepy.
Oh, what are you getting sleepy for?
I don't know. It's all the liquor.
How much?
I've been drinking.
How much booze did you have at the?
I have 4.
Shit.
Yeah. Well, they bought me some.
Who bought you one?
Other bikers.
Was your stalker lady there?
No, she wasn't there. She wasn't there.
The
stalker wasn't there. No.
How is she there that often? Well, you don't go.
I haven't seen her.
You don't go that often.
Go that often.
You actually haven't been in probably like 3 weeks at least.
Not worried about that bitch.
I just thought it was funny that she's.
The only thing that worries me about that bitch is she's the kind of chick to be looking at you from across the bar and then would tell lies about you to some other dude to try to get that dude to beat your ass.
See, that's
she's
why
one of those types.
That's why you gotta watch.
Yeah, she's one of those types.
See, it's not completely harmless. Like
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I shut that shit down. She didn't like it.
That's what I mean. So now she might get mad and
get
vindictive.
Yeah, and Amy was like, "No, not her. Not her." She was fucking defending me. I was like, "What's wrong here?" And he goes, "Can't have her over here with you." And I was like, "All right." I just kind of let it.
You're like, oh,
she's just trying to buy me a drink. She's like, no, because if she buys you a drink, then that bitch is gonna be over here talking to you all the time. And hell no. Hell no. So hell no. She goes, hell no. You're married and you belong to me anyway. That kind of shit. She does all that kind of shit. Yeah.
Amy's watching my
back.
Amy and her own back too. I
guess. Amy controls what I can do or can say at the fucking biker bar.
Well, that's she's my representative. She's my representative
at
the bar when I'm not there. She makes sure he's not getting up to any shenanigans.
She thinks she belongs both. She thinks she belongs to both of
us. Let's see. B says, "Am I blocked? Nobody answers me." Oh yeah, I'm seeing your comment. You're not blocked.
Yeah.
We were talking about other shit. That's all. What happened to Klaus? I don't know. He was here Wednesday, I think.
Yeah, they're listening to music shows too.
Yeah.
He's around.
Bees also said I got busted in Mexico for videoing a soldier. Told me delete or go to, or I don't know what that means. I deleted it but then recovered it. Yeah, I mean, you can just do that. You can just do that. Yeah, CB said the bar I go to, you have to put your phone in a locker. See, I would never tell people, oh, you can't have your phone. But I always feel like it's kind of weird. Like, if you're just going to go to a bar or a club or something like that. Yeah, if you want to take pictures and shit like that, I understand that. And you do want to have a phone with you on, like, for emergencies and whatnot. But if you're just going to stand in a bar and look at a phone all night, why don't you just stay home and look at a phone all night? It's a lot cheaper. That's for sure. You know what I mean? If I'm going out, it's like I want to dance and I want to, like, see my friends and stuff like that. I don't want to just, like, stare at a phone. I can do that at home. That's all I'm saying. These kids today. Although old people are on their phones all the time too, so it's not just a young person thing.
The only thing I've been hearing about young people is that Gen Z have shit personal shit fucking what do you call them? Social skills.
Well, and probably not surprising. I mean,
yeah, they have shit social skills, and it's been backed up by Soph says the same thing. She's like, oh yeah, and it's because they grew up on phones and they don't have any face game, and they constantly have this fucking weird fucking face that's called a Gen Z stare. Like, you're talking to me? They don't talk to anybody directly, so they're just fucked up.
So when you talk to them, they're, like, surprised.
Yeah, because you're talking to them, like... And
like, why?
Everything is... They're in a constant state of ick. They don't date or have sex, to speak of. Now, I don't think it's that bad here, like in Florida, but I think it's more of a Midwest and Northeast and maybe California type thing. I don't know. Because... I haven't heard anybody talk about it here. Well, even though everybody comes from different places here, but...
Yeah, it's like everybody here's from someplace else. But the thing about it is that we get kind of a biased sample, I guess, because we just hang out at goth clubs, and those people tend to be, even the younger ones that are on their phone more than the older ones are, they tend to be more social and know a lot more people. Yeah. Because the goth scene isn't huge.
Yeah, we were just like out front of fucking Oasis talking about motorcycles, and teenage girls that were not even old enough to drive walked down there going, hey, y'all! You know what I mean? They're just redneck girls the same as they always were, you know. No change or anything, you know. That's a nice motorcycle. You know, it's just that kind of shit, you know what I mean? So I didn't really notice any difference from the 80s or the 90s. And the way that
I haven't really noticed any difference.
You know, it's just I think
people are largely
the same. In general, I think it. I don't
know.
And
like I said, it might be a bias, but then on the other hand, like people our age, don't usually interact with people in their 20s as much unless it's like at work or something.
Yeah.
And we actually do have friends that are that age, like in their 20s and 30s, and they're normal, so I don't really...
They seem to be. I mean, they at the 80s night they do, although it has been pointed out to me from some of the other people, like fucking Dimitri. He's like, oh no, the Gen Z girls are weird.
Are they?
Yeah.
They never struck me as weird.
Yeah, they're weird. And he pointed some shit out, and I was like, yeah, they're kind of weird. They look good, but they don't have any boyfriends. They're not real outgoing. They don't try to get to know anybody else. They're kind of like shy.
Well, I'm kind of like that too, and I'm old, so.
But they'll also fast to reject things that don't fit within the fucking box that they believe in. So it's kind of like, it's risky to talk to them, because if they don't like you, then what they'll do is they'll go on social media and tell everybody what you did wrong. And you know what I mean, that you're a creep. Oh really? I didn't know that. But then, yeah. So evidently that's what's happening with them.
Although, like I said,
they have histrionic personality disorder.
Although, like I said, I know some people our age that do that shit too.
Yeah. But evidently it's bigger. We would have called it histrionic personality disorder. They're histrionic, which very immature. And I did fucking over the few years look at the statistics between, the sexual activity by age group and shit, and they're way behind us. I mean, I think they said half of the dudes under the age of 30 are virgins. And I was just like, can that be? But evidently it is. And that's weird. That's Japanese level numbers of virginity. They're not getting busy like we did. It's not the same society.
Well, like I said, they didn't grow up.
The same way.
You can't expect them to be the same because they didn't grow up in the same. It's not their fault. Like when they were born.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean they're not weird. They are weird.
Yeah, I mean, to us they seem weird. But like I said, the ones I've talked to, they don't strike me as weird.
Yeah.
They just seem regular.
They're kind of like, remember in that fucking movie, what was it, Saturn 3?
Yeah.
Remember fucking dude that built a robot, fucking
who? Harvey Keitel.
Harvey Keitel's character, where he just has no social skills and everything's just about fucking like social media. And, I'll use your body, kind of weird shit. Like they're like the female. They're like,
doesn't he say like something like you have a beautiful body?
You have a beautiful body. Can I
use it?
Can I use it? You don't let other people use your body. That's horrible.
No. So selfish.
Yeah, you're so selfish. That's immoral. Yeah, that old man all over you. Yeah, and they're kind of like the female version of that dude. You know what I mean? Fucking just weird. Although that particular vision of the future, they were like hypersexual. The ones that they are now, they're almost kind of like anti-sexual. The guys have been turned off by women because of porn and dating apps. And so they just give up. So they just sit around and get fat. That's my understanding of it, based on what they're saying. But like I said, I'm not seeing this personally. But the statistics do back up what they're saying.
Yeah, but like I said, personally, I don't see it.
But personally, we don't see it.
No,
yeah, not where we are. Although I've heard over and over again is that Florida and the South are pretty normal. That's not. They're not talking about these areas.
Well, and like I said, it's not like we hang out in normie spaces either. So it's like I don't really know what's going on there.
I think they're talking about the Northeast.
We are kind of like in a weird little goth scene bubble.
Yeah.
Where we've always been kind of weirdos, so you know what I mean. So there's always been like slightly different rules.
Yeah,
I guess
we're not worried about normies.
Yeah. Man, my drink's empty.
Corbett is a young man today, or the bitch of the relationship? Yeah, probably. Come here. All right.
And that lasted 2 hours, so I didn't do too bad. I don't know why I'm making excuses. You've been drinking all day. That's only my first one. He's been out there partying at the biker bar. Billy, I'm glad he went today because he hasn't been in a long time. And I think the last time he went, he's like, man, nobody's here. It's really boring. And he was only there for like an hour because he's like, nobody showed up. that he knows. So he just kind of hung out, and they were playing country music on the jukebox and all that other kind of crap. But he's like, today, like, all the biker dudes he knew came out, so he could hang out there for a little while. But, you know, I had to stay here and work. Although, it wasn't too busy today. I got most of my shit done. Actually, I got all of my shit done. But, you know. Let's see. Oh, they're talking about kids being little germ farms. Yeah, I mean, I think that's maybe that's one of the reasons that I never got sick ever. Although I will say that when I was younger, I grew up around a lot of kids. You know, I had 3 siblings. I had a whole shitload of cousins that were around all the time. My parents ran to daycare for a while, and I still didn't get sick then, even though kids are little.
You'd never get sick.
Germ factories.
It's weird.
Yeah, shit. That last thing that you got.
Yeah.
I had that for like a day. I was like, oh, my nose is kind of stopped up. And then like the next day it was gone.
Yeah.
And then he had it for like 2 weeks. He was like, you fucking suck. I was like, I can't help it. I've always been like that. You know? I'm glad out of all the stuff that I wish was different about myself. That's probably one of the best things. I have a really good immune system.
Yeah, because I have all these good drugs coming, and we don't even know if Jen's going to respond to them. I think she will, though.
See, that's why I always worry, because, like I said, not only do I not get sick hardly ever, but I also don't really respond to drugs all that much.
I got some really fucking good Chinese manufacturer bootleg Ozempic coming for like 1/3 the fucking price.
Much cheaper.
Through my international fucking smuggling network. You gotta put some of that fucking special alcohol type water in it and inject that shit. It's only like 1 to 2.5 milligrams per week. You inject it, subcutaneous, and they say the shit's good. We're gonna see how that works.
We'll see.
See how that shit works. They say it's good for prevent diabetes, and then it just burns a lot of fat off you. And I can go for that. I could lose fucking 3-4 pounds. I'd look fucking great, and I got enough for Jen too. So we'll see how that goes.
I'm just hoping it does something, because it's just like, I'm always skeptical, because, you know, you're like, oh, let's get this, and it's like a couple $100, and then it doesn't really do much of anything.
It does, but it takes time.
Yeah.
No,
so
a lot of shit
I'm always like reluctant.
No, a lot of the shit that I give you did do something. It's just you got to look at yourself now and the way you looked a year ago. It worked.
It's just not super noticeable to me.
It's not noticeable to you, but to other people it accrues over time.
Yeah.
It's biological changes. You know, it's not like, you know, flipping a switch where it's instant. You know, it takes time. Do it in 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, but like I said, it just doesn't. The
change is so slow you don't realize it.
Yeah.
So no, you changed. Fucking last time you went to the club, Aurora was going, God damn, look at her ass. She's, no, you don't understand, I'm bisexual. And I said, she's bisexual too. Go get someone. I'm going to have to talk with you. I'm going to have to talk with you. Yeah, fucking Aurora, she's trouble. She was just going like, God damn. She was looking at your hips and your thighs. She was getting jealous.
It's really fun.
And I said, well, you need to fucking work out. Come, I got a gym. Come fucking work out with you. I'll train you. And she's like, I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
Yeah, we do kind of live way out. I don't know.
We'd like to have Aurora on the show.
Fucking, yeah, where does she
I think
live
Aurora's
at?
been on the show, hadn't she? Long time ago. Wasn't she on there with Jacob?
I don't think so. I'd have to go back and look. I remember Shauna was on.
Yeah.
Shauna and Eric were on a couple times, but I don't remember if Aurora ever was.
I'm gonna show him Aurora. I got some video of Aurora.
And Anastasia was on a couple times. But, yeah, I don't remember. CB says, yeah, guys now think if someone drinks more than 4 beers at the bar, they have a problem.
Yeah.
I drank 25 beers. Holy shit.
Yeah.
6 whiskeys, a few cocktails, and still managed to walk home while my brain was on Pluto. Yeah, I mean, I will say that I could not house 25 beers, much less than whiskeys and stuff like that. I think when we go out, we usually have... How many drinks do we usually have each? Probably 5 or 6. And if our bartender girl is there, she's not always, but she's usually there. She loves us. So she will make the drink super, super strong. I'm talking like alcohol, little spritz of orange juice.
Yeah.
And then sometimes she buys us shots also. But we'll usually have 5 or 6, and that's like enough. I don't really want any more than that.
This is Aurora. That's Aurora.
That's outside mannequins.
Yeah.
That's mannequins.
And that's Jen behind Aurora.
That was my Bride of Frankenstein. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's Jen right there.
That was my Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Halloween costume.
As Aurora. She's gonna give me a look like you mother. Okay.
Yeah, we just saw her.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she doesn't come out a lot, but we just saw her at the last Abyss, and we hadn't seen her in a while. Weren't they doing something? Isn't Rob doing something at Good Times tonight?
Yeah, something like that.
But
there's Aurora. And
I get like some people are going. I know Angel was going and people like that, but I was just kind of like, man, I didn't want to do another Friday and Saturday, and I was like, I'm not, not to be mean, but I'm not a huge fan of Rob DJing.
Yeah.
Because he DJs at Barbarella sometimes. Like sometimes John, who's the owner, he'll DJ the first half of the night, and I like that. And then sometimes he'll hand it off to Kendall. I like Kendall's stuff. He tends more toward indie. But sometimes Rob will do it, and Rob tends more toward like newer synth pop.
Yeah.
Which, I could take it or leave
That's
it.
Aurora and her friend. They got hooks through their backs. They're gonna suspend themselves from the fucking ceiling. This is a whole suspension show that they did. Remember that shit?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
that was also at Mannequin. Back.
Yeah.
It was Halloween because I had a Bride of Frankenstein costume on. That was like years ago though.
Yeah, a long time ago.
I don't remember how many.
About
years.
5, 6 years. 5 years.
Yeah, it must have been a while back. It was a while back, but yeah.
I still got so much cool shit from back in the day. I got with me and you at the damn soul food restaurant.
I wonder if that's still there.
Yeah, it's still there.
Chantel's.
Jan here at the office. This is where we do the show. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the 80s night tomorrow.
Yeah.
I always look forward to the 80s night. It's super fun. I'm just hoping that one girl isn't there. You know who I'm talking about.
Sarah?
I'm not, you know who I'm
She gonna be there probably.
I don't know, because remember how...
Man, she got some attention because everybody was fucking saying hi to her, which means that bitch will be back.
Well, here's the weird thing. She showed up a few months ago.
Yeah.
Remember? She was there because me and Shauna were like, oh, here's this bitch again.
Yeah.
And,
It wasn't months. It was a few weeks.
No, it was a while.
Was it? Was it that long?
Yeah, it's been a couple months. And then I was like, oh, man, is she going to be here, like, every fucking week now like she used to be? I'm like, I don't really want to have to fucking deal with that. But then she didn't show up again for a long time. I'm like, okay, maybe she said fuck it and didn't like it or didn't come back. But then last Saturday, she showed up again. And I was like, ugh. But, I just ignore her,
It's my stalker.
Yeah.
I was out there dancing.
Well, here's the thing. I'm kind of wondering, because he kind of made a joke, like, in passing, because he came back, he'd gone to the bathroom or something, and he came back, he said, oh, I think she's here, and I was like, yeah, I saw her, and, she's hard to miss, and he's like, yeah, I told her, it's like, yeah, good to see you, but you better not cause any trouble, or something like that. It's like, oh, she laughed and stuff, and now I'm kind of wondering if you hadn't said anything to her, if you were just walked by and been like, hey, or whatever, if she would have done what she did later. Because she didn't, so she didn't do anything, like, egregious. But
she thought about it.
But it was enough that Tom noticed it.
She tried to dance with me.
You know?
Yeah, she tried to dance with me. I was out there dancing, and she came up like that, and I just turned around. She tried to dance with me. Because she was testing the boundaries. Can I steal you from your girlfriend? Can I steal you from your wife? No, you can't. Yeah, she tried. She tried. Well, then she played it off. Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, we'll see. Here's the thing. I like that you finally saw the behavior.
Because as soon as that shit happened, I went, you were right.
Yes. I tried to tell you last time that she was there. I was like, it's not you I'm worried about.
Yeah.
I know you're not going anyplace.
Yeah.
I don't like the sneaky, underhanded shit she does. I don't like the way she acts. And he's like, oh, that was a long time ago. And
I said, give her a chance.
And I was like, no. I was like, no. I know she hasn't changed. I can tell. And then last week, he was like, yeah, you were right. I said, I know. Yeah. I tried to tell. I was like, I'm vindicated. Thank you.
Yeah. She won't try it again, I don't think.
Oh, we'll see.
No, she won't.
Because like I said, it might be that because you said that, because you interacted with her, and now she thinks now she's going to double down. So it might get worse. We'll see. I'm kind of curious.
She's feeling sparky because she. Here's the thing. I will give her credit. She hasn't changed a day.
She looks exactly the same. Exactly the same.
Frozen in time.
Like I said, and I'm not one.
Yeah, she looks exactly the same.
I'm not one, and I really don't like this girl.
She's a good-looking girl.
But I'm not one of those girls that like will falsely call somebody ugly or something like that just because I don't like them. She's not ugly at all.
Yep.
At all.
She's just conniving. She's very conniving.
Yeah.
And Jen stepped on her clit a long time ago. All right. And she
after much disrespect that I tolerated.
Yeah.
For years.
And she was like, I was on the phone with her at the time. Me and Jen were in the car. And she's like, you come over and see me. Says, nah. I'm hanging out with Jen right now. You left her for me? You left her for me? Says, you're not my girlfriend. So you're talking about, you're not
Y'all
my
never even really went out.
Yeah, you're not my girlfriend. What are you talking about? Fucking me and Jen are friends. I mean, you left her for me, you this and that? Yeah. And I was just like, well, she's my friend. I said, Jen's my friend.
This is before we were
we were
a thing really.
Yeah, and I was just like, you're not my girlfriend. We just hung out. You know, I just met you. And that was it. After that, she was, Jen could hear her.
We could hear her yelling in the phone.
Yeah, I'd be over to fucking phone.
Kaylee was in the car. She's, R.I.P. But Kaylee was in the car too, in the back seat. We both heard her. We were in the McDonald's
Cady was there
drive-thru,
too,
I remember.
She goes, I'm coming to your house. I'm gonna be at your house. She was stalking me. She wasn't at my house though. No. Jen was like, that bitch is gonna be hiding in the bushes one of these days and jump out with a fucking pistol, fucking shoot me. And this is no, she's not. She's talking shit.
Well, I even said, if we get to your house, because I was staying at his house that night. I said, if we get to your house and she's in the bushes, I'm gonna beat her ass.
Little Kaylee's back there, our little lesbian girlfriend with her little cat ears on. Boy, Tom, she likes you.
He's like, yeah,
fucking
help, yeah.
Poor Kaylee.
I know.
Nah, I miss Kaylee.
I do too.
Kaylee died of cancer, in case you don't know, but
she did, yeah.
At the age of like 30.
34, she was.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, we used to take her to the club every week. She didn't have a car.
Yeah,
but
she likes you.
I still remember that. It's
she's trying to fight for you. You better fight.
You guys,
go beat her up, Jen. Go beat her up.
You don't understand.
Go beat her up. Yeah.
It was like a years long look, and I'm a nice person. Okay, well, I don't want to say I'm a patient person. I don't think that's entirely true. But I will put up with a lot, like, before I, like, snap.
Yeah.
So it's not like she just did one thing and I got mad and tried to kill her. It's just that, you know what I mean? I would have killed her if you had said probably. I was kind of drunk. But that had been going on for years at this point.
Yeah.
And it was just, she did that one little thing. Remember how I said before how shit's like stacked Legos? Remember the Lego stacking?
Yeah.
Like little things that piss you off, and then suddenly the Lego pile is big enough that you're just like, the last Lego goes on there and you're just like, that's it.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that.
Yeah.
I was like, so it wasn't just that she was like, oh, sorry, blah, and did this passive-aggressive elbow thing, like a fucking,
trying to beat her.
Like a junior high school student, and I was like, all right, that's it. That was like the last fucking straw, and I had put up with so much shit for like so many years.
She was a tall, skinny, kind of mod styled.
Bitch thinks she's Audrey Hepburn.
She's Audrey Hepburn, yeah. Black hair, little bob, and skinny. Probably about taller than me. Must have been 5'10", probably.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. And she did not like the fact that I snubbed her. Mm.
Yeah, and then she just, like I said, and then she just kept doubling down and tripling down.
Yeah.
And she would do all this passive-aggressive shit, or she would... I remember one time when we were at Independent Bar / Barbarella when it was still downtown Orlando, and she was straight up, and she doesn't dress. She dresses very modestly, actually. It's gothy looking, but like I said, it's very Audrey Hepburn kind of mod.
Very mod,
so
like
it's not,
1960s.
yeah, so it's not like revealing or anything.
No.
But she was like straight up like pole dancing.
Yeah.
Like in front of him, just like 3 feet, and we were all standing right there, like me, him, Mark,
I was trying to ignore
like a couple other people, and we were all looking at each other like, what the fuck? Like everybody was just like mystified, like what the hell is this bitch
trying
doing?
to get my attention.
Yeah, and it was just like, and that's kind of what she was. She didn't do any pole dancing, even though there is a stripper pole at the Axe Trap where Barbarella is, because that location used to be a very famous strip club in Orlando called the Booby Trap. It had tits on top and everything of the building, and no, I'm not joking. But they tore that down, and that's where the building is. But for, posterity's sake, they kept the stripper pole and the little like pink neon that says Booby Trap on it or whatever it says. And they have that like in the corner so you can take pictures and stuff. And to her credit, she didn't get up on there yet.
Yeah, she'll get up there.
But I imagine she probably will. But like the first time she showed up after the long absence, she stayed over there. Like, I think that, I'm not really sure how it happened, because I'm just going by what you told me. Yeah. But you said you were at the bar getting a drink and you turned around and she was there.
Right there.
So I imagine that she probably came up behind you on purpose so you couldn't avoid her.
Yeah.
Because I said, yeah, that sounds like some shit she would do.
And I look a lot different, so she knew how I looked. I mean, she was stalking my fucking pages.
She follows you on Instagram.
Yeah. She knew how I looked. She's back there like that.
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, I said, how you doing?" And I said, "It's good to see you back. You look fantastic. Have a good night tonight. Fucking, thank you for coming." Just feeling like that,
Yeah.
She's all right,
But it's like that night she just kind of stayed away.
Yeah.
But then she was gone. Like, she showed up and we were like, oh shit, now she's gonna be here all week or every week. But then she wasn't. Like, she didn't show up for another couple months. But then last Saturday she showed up again. And last Saturday, she was like a lot more,
real. She was out there.
Yeah,
she was trying to make her name.
She kept trying to get closer to where we were and closer to where we were, and I'm like,
she's trying to remake all her connections.
And Tom's just like looking at me, going, and I'm like,
a lot of people know. A lot of her friends from the olden days recognized her, and we're all happy to see her and shit. And she's kept coming, working her way over to our fucking table and shit, and it's just
so I get the impression, and I was right about this before. I could be wrong about this. I could be wrong about everything.
She knows we're married.
I know that, but I do kind of feel like I don't think she cares about that. See, I think that she's just going to keep escalating.
Bitch loves me.
I would have thought.
Bitch loves me. Can you blame her? Can you fucking blame her?
That's a joke, because he was saying he was reading one of the Conan stories, the Robert E. Howard story, and that he's like, that's kind of how it ended. Like, Conan was basically like, well, how
can you blame it? She loves me. Can you blame her? She loves
me. Yeah.
Can you blame her?
So that's why he wasn't saying it. He was just. And I said, oh, that sounds like some shit you would say, and he's just like, I know, right? That's why I thought it was funny.
Yeah, fucking, he was rescuing this one little chick, and the fucking sorcerer was fucking kept putting the moves on him, and he was resisting it and shit. At the end, she's, I cannot believe the way she acted. This and that. That was horrible. Well, she loves me. Can you blame her? You know what I mean? And that was how it ended.
I was like, Conan, he's a G. But
I was like, Robert E. Howard, bro. Me and you could have really hung out, man.
Yeah, you and Robert E. Howard.
Can you blame her?
I feel like you would have really.
Yeah, I'd have fucking inspired all kinds of fucking stories. Me and Robert.
But I'm just saying, I'm not going to put money on it or anything like that. I could put a small amount of money on it. But if she does come back...
She's coming back.
I imagine she will probably either stay at that level and try to see what she can get away with, or she's going to, escalate it.
It's going to be just like it was.
Great.
It's going to be just like it was.
So I'm going to end up having to hit her?
No. The beginning of the night, she'll be in the shadows drinking.
Because she always comes alone.
She comes alone. And
she always has. I don't think I've ever, the years that she's been coming
towards the middle of the night, she starts dancing and frolicking with all these...
I've never seen her show up with anybody.
With simps. She'll have a whole collection of simps.
She knows some of the same people we know, but not many.
Yeah.
Like, she knows Mark. She knows Dr. Michael.
Yeah.
she knows a couple other people that have been going there for a long time, but she doesn't know as many people as we know.
She'll have a whole collection of simps. Towards the end of the night, she's going to be coming at me and Jen.
Yeah.
And it's going to try to... But I'm going to shut it down.
Yeah, because like I said,
I'll shut it down.
I think that's why I was kind of mad, like, the first time she showed up, because you were like, oh, it's all right. She's,
I didn't say I said it's all right. Just, that was a long time ago. I said, just give her a chance. Let's see how it goes. Fucking, things have changed. That was a long time ago. Just see how it goes. Like I said, I kind of feel like she's one of the bitches she went back to her always.
Yeah, that, like, if you're nice to her, then she's going to be like, ooh, I got a shot.
Yeah.
So she's just going to escalate the behavior.
Yeah. Well, we'll see, because I shot the shit down last week, so maybe she'll remember. I think I have photographs of her. I should show her, so you guys know who we're talking about. She's not bad looking. She's cute. No. She's just great. She's crazy. I don't think she's crazy. She's
you know her better than I do. I didn't like her enough I just got a bad vibe off of her, like, early on.
Whenever I talk about women and I say, these women, the way they are, Jen will start defending women. I go, Jen, I'm talking about the average woman. And then I start naming names. Like my ex-girlfriend just says, like, this one, remember her? That was about average. She goes, oh, yeah. So the average the average one, she's like, oh, yeah, fuck those bitches. And that's really what dudes are mostly talking about.
I'm going to say, like, average, the average anybody kind of sucks.
Right.
To be honest with you.
Right. So if you hear some dude talking shit about women, he's talking about the average woman.
Well, and I kind of feel like he's talking about the 2 women that he's met in his life.
But it depends on who you're talking about. Some of those dudes are real players.
Well, no, I know. I'm just saying that.
And, well, you have to understand.
And sometimes,
some dudes only... all right. Remember Megan?
Yeah.
Some dudes only hunt from that particular...
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's like, so they're all like that.
It's a biased sample.
It's a biased sample.
If you only go after
a certain
type of chick, they're going to be like that because that's what those types of chicks are like.
That's what they're like, right.
You can't complain about it. You went after that.
You went after that, and that's the way they were. That's the way they're like.
So why are you crying? Right. That's why I think that's why I get mad about it, because it's like that's what those type of chicks are like.
That's what they're like, right. So a lot of guys, when they're talking
about all
these
like
chicks,
that, but a lot of them are.
They're talking about that particular type.
Like, if you want to go after these, like, super hot, high maintenance, like, whatever the fuck, it's like a lot of them are a specific way, so you can't, like, complain about it.
Yeah, and
like I said, they're not all like that, because I know a lot of chicks that are super hot that are really sweet, but...
And no, in my experience with the real physically hot ones, the chase is always better than the catch. You get sick of them quickly, but you know that going into the game. There isn't much to them. It's just recreational. They're sporting girls. They're sporting girls. It's just sport.
Well, like I said,
because you can't trust her. They're totally materialistic. They're on the fucking merry-go-round. They're on the big cock carousel, jumping from one dude to the next. They're not there for relationship. They're there constantly trying to trade up and move up to the next dude, and some of them are they're on a recreational binge. So, you know what I mean? You don't hook up with them for a relationship. That's not what you're hooking up with them for.
Well, and the thing about it, too, is
it's like porn.
A lot of women that are really super good looking, and obviously this is not true across the board, because like I said, because I know some really, really beautiful women that are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
They're really sweet and really smart and like millions of other things. But sometimes, the kind of normie kind of people that we're talking about, I've known a bunch of those too. The really hot ones tend to coast on that.
Yeah, they're coasting on looks. There's not much
because
personality.
They can.
That's all. Yeah.
I mean, they don't need to
they're real low effort.
Develop much of a personality or anything like that because they don't need to.
Real low effort. Yeah. And
Zach says, "Can I ride the big cock carousel?"
Zach is riding on the fucking big cock carousel.
That was like a really funny mental image. I'm
like
gonna go AI a big cock
big
carousel.
cock carousel. It's all these fucking horses with gay dudes on the back, and as the horse goes up and down, a big cock comes up through the base. He's holding on to the fucking rail.
See, I was just imagining not
carousel.
even horses. I was just imagining just like big dicks going up and down.
I was
like where
I
the
was
horses
imagining
would be.
them sitting on fucking horses, but then a cock's coming
That works.
up.
That
as
works
the horse
too.
goes up and down, a big cock comes
It's
up.
a little more complicated,
Impales
but
them.
that works also.
The impalement. The impalement of all these homos. But women are riding it too. See, women.
It's
ride.
all inclusive.
It's all inclusive.
Anybody who wants to get on the big cock carousel is welcome.
That big cock carousel.
Bring your own lube.
I thought I had.
BYOL.
I thought I had some pictures.
BYOL.
Thought I had pictures. I mean, I have pictures. Or
don't
I might
don't give her any more attention.
Wait.
Don't give her any more attention.
I think it might be in another album.
Zach says big cocks going up and down in skewers. Yeah, I just thought of cocks. I didn't think of horses. I thought of cocks instead of horses. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's more aesthetically.
See, only a straight man can come up with erotica that a gay man could appreciate.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. It's just kind of like... I don't really like to make generalizations because, as we said, most of our female friends are super, super good looking, but they're all like really cool people. Like we don't really, I guess it's just because we don't really hang out with a lot of bitches.
Yeah.
I don't really know a lot of bitches because I don't like bitches, so I don't like hang out with bitches. I never have done.
Well, the women that we hang out with tend to be pretty cool, so...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, even when I was in high school, like, even the couple normie chicks that I hung out with that were really, really pretty, they were actually really cool people. They weren't, like, snotty or shallow or anything like that. Because I wouldn't have hung out with them if they were like that, because I can't fucking stand people like that. You know?
Yeah. No, I guess I don't have pictures of her. I thought I did have.
Gee, what a shame.
Yeah. Well, I wanted them to at least know who it was we were talking about. But
you've probably shown one before, I imagine.
I thought I did. I thought I showed pictures of her before.
Maybe it's on your other.
But
tablet or something.
No, it was on Facebook.
Oh.
I might have taken them off Facebook.
Yeah, maybe.
I just thought they were just on. But I think it was like through links. So maybe she...
I don't think she's on Facebook anymore.
She's not on Facebook anymore?
I don't think.
So I don't know, maybe...
Because every now and then I used to get like... you know how every now and then there's, hey, suggested friend or something like that, and every now and then I would see her pop up.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I don't want to friend that bitch. Come on.
Yeah.
Stop it, Facebook. But I haven't got one of those in a long time. Weirdly, like one night, a few weeks back, after the show... I was putting the link up on Instagram, and on Instagram has the same little thing like over in that little box where it's like, hey, you might know these people, and one of the people was my ex-husband.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of like, what the fuck? I didn't even know he was on Instagram, to be honest. But it looked like he had just, cause I'm like, what the, and it looked like he had just maybe made that account.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they suggested it, but I was like, all right, that was fucking weird. But, because I'm not one of those people that, I don't really do that, oh, I wonder what my ex is up to. I don't care.
Is that Dawn from a long time ago? No.
No.
It kind of looked like her a little bit.
I can't actually remember.
She looks familiar, but...
I know who that is, but I can't think of what her name is. She hasn't been around in a long time, I don't think. Although, like I said, there's a lot of people that, because... Barbarella has been around for 30-something years. It was downtown most of the time. It's in a different location now, but it's all the same, DJ and the same crowd and everything. Some of those people have known each other forever, and they've been going out there forever. And some of them, like, I kind of know who they are. Like, I've seen them around, but I don't, like, know them. You know what I mean? But you're like, hey, it's that guy or whatever. But I don't, like, know their names or anything. Most of the people we know their names, though.
Yeah, no, I don't have pictures of her. I thought I did. Jen called it like an Audrey Hepburn type from the 1960s.
Yeah.
With a little black haircut, little short black haircut, skinny, tall.
Yeah.
And probably about 50 by now. You wouldn't know by looking at her, though.
I mean, she's probably our age or a little bit younger, I'd imagine.
I think she's about my age, so 50-something. But she doesn't look it.
Well, like I said, a lot of the people...
She would look like late 30s.
Don't.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just because we stayed out of the sun, or we don't wear old people clothes, or...
Everybody stayed at weight.
That
People
too.
stayed fairly light, I think.
That too. I'm still laughing about the big cock carousel.
What was that? You writing about the big cock carousel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I never did ride the big cock carousel.
We can work something out. I could set up an appointment with all these dudes from porn and all these...
Nah, sorry.
And then we can have a look. I need
honestly,
60 y'all niggas and fucking big-ass dicks and fucking shit, man. We're going to be a big circle. And throw my wife in the middle of that. Pay all of you fucking...
That sounds like a lot of work,
each.
man.
We're going to videotape it. We're going to monetize this shit. We're going to stream it live.
I feel like you'd enjoy it more than I would.
Yeah.
Like I said, it just sounds like it just sounds too too much shit going on. You know how I do.
We're gonna put some BBC fucking top on you and fucking little fucking
you would
shorty
love that.
shorts. Shit would be hot, man.
You would love that.
Yeah. Little snow bunny.
You would love that. But like I said, to me, it's just kind of... I know I can see why people like it, but it's just like, to me, I was like, man, that looks exhausting.
Yeah, that's the idea. It's a bunch of shit running through you. Just like getting hit by a hurricane.
It's too much shit going on. I would like lose track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's like I can't really enjoy myself in that situation because you're just worried. Oh, here's this dick over here.
It's a stunt.
Over here. Yeah,
it's a stunt.
That's what I mean. It's like
a stunt. It's like
that's why like you gotta watch because like that's probably like why a lot of women don't want to date anymore is because like dudes learn all their shit from porn, and it's like you're not gonna learn anything about what women like from watching porn. Yeah, because that's what dudes like.
Actually, I want to disagree. There's porn out there made by women, kind of for other women.
Yeah, I know there is,
and it tends
it's
to be
it's a little more niche though.
It tends to be girl on girl shit.
Yeah, I like that.
And you watch it, and from a guy's point of view, you're like, yeah, it's kind of hot. Not a whole lot happened in that though. It was a lot of it is just talk, and eye contact, which I think that's cool.
Yeah,
that's a good thing, and that's a good way to do it. I fucking love what a woman says during all this shit. But most dudes don't seem to care, I think. It's just
they don't seem to. Like I said, they just want to like see.
Yeah.
And like I said, to me, like I do like some porn, but a lot of the porn that's specifically made for a male audience is just too clinical. Like I was just kind of like, it's just body parts. Like, and I'm just like, I don't know who those people are. I can't see their faces. I can't see their expressions. I can't see, you know what I mean? So it's like, there's no context. It doesn't really do much of anything.
Dudes don't need that for the most part. It's mostly just, like I said, it's just optical stimulation, really. It can be real primitive. But I can go back and look at, like, old porn from the 80s and 90s that I remember fucking enjoying when I was a kid. You look at it now and you're like, man, there wasn't much to that.
Yeah.
And so tastes and styles have changed a lot. And it did look extremely staged and artificial. But me and Jen have made some before, so you got to kind of understand they're just trying to get shots.
Yeah. And
they're trying to get material. And the cameras that they were using were pretty big. The lighting was always a problem. They're on sets a lot of times, and everybody is a hired hand, and a lot of times they don't know each other. So none of that shit adds up to a real organic experience.
To me it just seems very mechanical.
Yeah, now you have two people that are fucking dating and fucking around with a phone.
And honestly, that's much better.
And in the spirit of the moment, they can put out some really hot shit. It might only be 10 minutes long.
Yeah, like I kind of prefer the amateur shit.
Yeah,
because at least those two people actually know each other,
right?
And would be fucking anyway,
right.
So that's kind of cool, and you kind of feel like you're Like, you're not supposed to be watching them. Like, that's kind of cool.
And it wasn't made to order by some executive that said, look, it's got to be fucking 35 minutes. That's what the contract says. So it's just going to be 10 minutes of fucking what they wanted to do. And it was just totally off the cuff. And that is a lot more. It's only 10 minutes, but it's actually worth a lot more because fucking shit happened and it was kind of like a real experience. They let you in on it because they had a phone on their hand.
Yeah.
But you can also tell if you have an amateur who's just in their houses with their phone in their hand all fucking day doing this shit, and that looks stale too. So it's not just the phone in the hand.
Yeah.
It's just
I like shit that's kind of spontaneous.
You can tell the energy.
Yeah.
You know. And it's like lightning in the bottle. A lot of times it's not, you can't replicate it over and over again.
And a lot of times too, like you can tell the people that are really into it and people that are just kind of doing it for money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For most of them, it's just, okay, this is what we have to do. This is what's on the schedule. This is what I have to make in order to fill for a certain niche in the market. And so they just make something that they think is should do it. And here's the weird thing is that there's so much competition.
Yeah.
Most of these girls making this are only involved for a few months. And then they realize that it doesn't really pay the bills, that they still have to have a fucking part-time job at least to help pay the bills.
Yeah.
So that starts stealing from the time to do it. And then they make a boyfriend, and then they just delete their shit, and they stop. They forget all about what happens.
I mean, because
you can't make a living off of porn alone in the modern world.
There's just too much of it.
Too much of it.
There's too much of it.
There's too much of it.
Unless you're into like a super, super, super tiny niche that people will pay for.
Yeah, and that's going to be rough.
Yeah,
that's going to be bestiality.
I mean, unless you're, if you're really into that too, like, that could work. But...
Weird vomit fetishes. That shit's very limited. You might be able to corner the market on that, but you have to check your fucking area to see if it's legal. And then, do you really want to be seen fucking doing that? You can be wearing a mask during this. What's the deal? Because they have people that
because if somebody finds your shit like at your job,
you drinking your own vomit, you know,
you'd probably get fired.
Yeah. So.
So.
What me and Jen found is that Jen lost her job for a while, so for about a month or so, we had to fucking make money.
Yeah, a bit longer than that, but yeah.
It was longer than that?
I mean, we had fun doing it. I'm not saying that. It was fun.
And really, it wasn't the shit that we recorded that made the money. It was live streaming on StreamMate.
Yeah.
That helped us make the bills. But that job is not as fun as you think it is. Because you're basically sitting around waiting for somebody to pick you up. You're sitting there in this studio waiting for somebody, ding, 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 and it's only going to be a few minutes because you don't want to spend a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And it's not really a real experience or connection. You just put on a show. Some of the clients are real cool. They were on, half hour, 20 minutes.
We had a couple regulars.
We had some regulars. Yeah. But could you make a living just on StreamMate? Yeah. A lot of the porn stars that
you'd have to be on there.
It'd be on there all the time.
The time. And most of the time you'd just be sitting around.
You're sitting around waiting.
Like it's
people jumping in and out of your show.
And like I said, and I've said this before, it's like it's fun, but it's like you never know what this person is going to ask you to do, and they're paying. Yeah. So it's like you kind of have to. I mean, you don't have to, obviously, because you're in your house. What are they going to do? You can say they'll just if you say no, they'll just be like, "All right, fuck you then," and then they'll just log out. But they could ask you to do something really weird, and it's like you just have to kind of be ready for whatever they.
The weirdest shit they asked us to do was just role playing. They wanted me to act like a witch doctor and her act like a damn.
Was I a queen that you had kidnapped
or something? I don't remember. It's like something out of
it was very detailed.
Yeah, it was crazy. We got paid for it though, and I don't even think it involved any sex.
Yeah, I don't think it. It was mostly just like a kidnapping. Yeah, shit like that. Ooh, we got a super chat from hello there. Hello there. Yeah. Thank you very much for the super chat. Thanks for another Night Gallery review. That was me. I put one up on my Scarce One channel. The first Night Gallery segment I ever saw was one with Cameron, All Appear, and Anything Mitchell. Yeah, I mean, I should have mentioned this on the Night Gallery video because I was like, man, he was in so many MST movies. I forgot that he was Captain Santa in Space Mutiny. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
But he was Captain Santa. That wasn't what his name was in the movie, but that's what they called him because that's what he looked like, Santa Claus. But yeah, did you get the end of that where he was just like looking at the camera and I'm so crazy. But I was like, what the fuck was that all about? I don't know. If you haven't seen like I do over on my other channel, which is called The Scare Salon. I've been going through all of the Night Gallery episodes. I used to do 6 at a time, but it was just too much work. So now I'm just doing like 1 episode at a time, just every couple months or something. And I just put one up yesterday, Tuesday. I don't remember when I put it up. I think it was Tuesday. Or yesterday. Where I reviewed season 2, episode 15. And it had 3 stories, and the first one was called Green Fingers, and it actually had Elsa Lanchester, Bride of Frankenstein. She was an older lady then, because that was the 70s. And it also had Cameron Mitchell. Like I said, Cameron Mitchell, if you're an MST fan, that bitch was in so many shit movies. I mean, I guess he kept working, so that's something, but you know what I mean. Yeah, Camp Guy said I watched the Night Gallery show. I love Night Gallery. Even though now that I'm rewatching it, so many of the stories, I mean, there's a lot of great stories in there, but a lot of the stories are really not good. Like I said, if you saw my review, like, the middle story in this last episode, which was written by Richard fucking Matheson, like, it was his short story and he adapted it, was fucking awful. It was so bad. It was just like a horror comedy. I don't know. It's just really cringe. American Military says, question, what decade of horror is your favorite, and which decade do you think is objectively the best? I'm glad you made that distinction. Although I'm going to say probably, if you held a gun to my head and made me pick, I'd probably say the 70s for both questions. However, I will say that, like, man, a shit ton of good ones came out in the 80s, too. I like horror movies from all eras. But I think most of my favorite horror movies were 70s or early to mid 80s. So I'm probably going to say 70s. I kind of feel that's probably not a controversial answer, is it?
No.
You know? I wouldn't think.
70s was a good time.
Like I said, and I'm not saying that it's like, oh, nobody makes good horror movies anymore, because obviously that's bullshit.
No,
like there's a lot of really good ones that came out.
Yeah, when we watched Heretic was a good horror movie.
God, that's fantastic, and that was just from 2024.
Yeah.
And I've seen some great ones. You know, I just put up a video like a couple weeks ago, picking my 20 favorite from 2025. So there's good shit coming out all the time. But I don't know. As far as most of my favorite horror movies, I think came out in the 70s. If I'm thinking about it. Or early 80s. Which is kind of still the 70s, I guess. Well. So I'm going to say probably my favorite horror movies were like The Thing, The Shining. Yeah. That's early 80s. Because Shining was 1980. Thing was 82. But then, I don't know. Suspiria.
Alien, 79.
That was 79. Suspiria was 77. So around that era. I kind of feel like all the best shit came out. Halloween was 78. So, and I like Giallo movies. Most of them came out. All the good ones, mostly the good ones came out in the 70s.
Friday the 13th 1 to 3.
Yeah, the first Friday the 13th was what, 80 or 80, 81?
So, yeah. The first 3 I liked.
Wasn't the fifth or so what was the one with Corey Feldman in it?
I think there was 4, wasn't it?
That one was good too.
Yeah.
I didn't like 3. I liked it when I first saw it, but when I rewatched it, I didn't like it.
Yeah, the 3D one. Yeah. I liked it.
It's all right.
It's
number
tacky.
Number two is still my favorite.
I liked it because Jason now had a hockey mask, if I remember correctly. He now started to
He
look
got
like...
the hockey mask in 3.
In 3, yeah.
Because in 2, he still had the bag over his head, like the Phantom Killer of Texarkana. You know.
2 was the scariest one for me.
I think 2. I would argue that 2 is the best one. I'm not gonna get on anybody's case that says 4 is the best, or the Corey Feldman one is the best one, because that one's good too. Maybe that was 5. I don't remember.
I think it was 4.
But yeah, you could be right. I can't remember. I just get them all mixed up. But
the whole thing about fucking.
I think the second one's the best one.
His mom's head on a table with the sweater, and fucking she puts the sweater on. Jason.
Plus, I fucking love Amy Steele. She is like the best final girl in all of the Friday the 13th movies.
Yeah, and you didn't get to see her naked.
Yeah, she had too much fucking dignity for that.
I know that.
You saw all the other ones naked.
I was a teenager watching that shit, and I was just like, man, I'd like to see what her titties look like. I just, I'm like 14, going, man, I wonder what her titties look like.
Teenage boys are first.
Yeah, that's what I was.
They're like, we just want to see boobs. We don't care what they look like.
No, I liked her. I wanted to see what her boobs looked like even more because they didn't show it.
She was also in April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
From '86.
And then another one that fucking was really good was fucking Death Ship. But remember that the Nazi ship with all the fucking dead people and the ghosts?
Yeah.
Death Ship. Loved it.
That was was Death Ship or Ghost
Death Ship. I think it was called Death Ship.
Because there was also one called Ghost Ship that came out later.
I think it was called Death Ship.
Yeah. I know.
It had ghosts in it and Nazis and a bunch of dead people from... The Nazis were torturing people out on that fucking ship, and it was a derelict floating out there.
That's right.
Remember, they found it.
I think we reviewed it, didn't we?
Yeah, Death Ship. And then
sure.
There was another one around the same time called Shockwaves that involved Nazi zombies. Underwater Nazi zombies. Submarine
How can you not want to watch a movie
Peter Cushing
that has underwater Nazi zombies?
Underwater zombie Nazis.
Come
in
on.
Florida.
It is. It's
in Florida.
We reviewed that one, I'm sure.
Yeah, one of my favorites. And it had that cute girl in it.
Oh, didn't it have the chick that was in
Superman? No, that's
not Superman. The one that was in man.
Brunette.
Yeah.
Cute little body.
Wasn't she in? Wait a minute. Wasn't she in Invasion of the Body Snatchers and or Dead Zone?
Dead Zone.
Yeah.
She played his wife. She played
his
wife.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, and she was in a bikini most of the time, and she actually survived it. Then she survived.
That's right. Yeah, I think she does. Yeah.
Yeah. She survived it. Now, I looked into fucking Shockwaves. And that was just close to it here. And they filmed that. It looked like it was out on some castle on some island, but it's not. In those days, it was just on the coast, and it was an abandoned hotel that was built like in the 20s, the 30s. And it was, at that time, in between ownership. It's back under ownership, and it's back in business. But it's been remodeled.
Yeah.
And it is nowhere near in the middle of nowhere. That's on a main street with fucking gas stations and fucking Starbucks.
You'd never know it from
You would
watching
never
the
know
movie.
it, but that's Starbucks right
next. It was in the middle of the wilderness.
Yeah, it was in the middle of the wilderness back in the 80s, early 80s. But now that's Starbucks and fucking downtown. And in a pretty nice neighborhood. And it was a hotel resort that was built like here in the 20s and before air conditioning, I think. And it didn't quite work. It didn't get enough business. So it kept changing hands. But it did look like a castle. It was nicely built. And they filmed that Shockwaves there. Peter Cushing running around as a Nazi. Peter Cushing plays a great Nazi.
Peter Cushing is good. I'll watch him in anything. Mm-hmm. Same with Christopher Lee. I'll watch both of them in anything.
Yeah.
I was going to say, speaking of 80s movies and boobies... Yeah. We also rewatched a couple nights ago Tobe Hooper's The Funhouse.
Yeah.
Which we have reviewed on this channel, but it's like, man, I always forget how good that fucking movie is.
Yeah, it's well shot, well made movie.
That's a good movie.
Yeah. A lot of good ideas. I was just going to say about fucking Peter Cushing when thinking about Shockwaves. I want to see that one again. Looking back on that, he brought a lot of fucking class to that movie.
Well, yeah, that was kind of his thing.
If you had a fucking low-budget movie and you wanted to fucking dress that bitch up, you hired Peter Cushing.
If you didn't have enough money to do that, you had to get John Carradine.
Carradine. That was the American version. They're like, nah.
Which was kind of a different tier. Because John Carradine, God love him, I mean, but he would be in
but no, they had Peter Cushing as the Nazi captain. And what was kind of interesting about that is that he was a scary character in there. He was kind of a chilling character, but he was also kind of like not a bad guy. He was a good guy.
Yeah.
He was trying to protect people from the fucking zombies that were underneath the water. Yeah. Remember, he sank his ship out there.
Yeah.
To try to protect people. Because when you first see him, you're like, well, he's a Nazi. He's got to be one of the bad guys. He was trying to help him. It was a good kind of twist. It wasn't as stereotypical.
Well, it's good for conflict because, like, if some Nazi comes up to you and is like, hey, I'm going to help you with your, like, no, you're not, motherfucker. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was actually a good guy.
We know you're a bad guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He was a cargo ship captain, though. He wasn't out killing people. He was just captain of a cargo ship. He scuttled the fucking cargo ship and had all the Nazis on it. Yeah. All the Nazi zombies on it.
Nazi zombies.
Yeah, it wasn't a submarine.
You know...
It wasn't a submarine. They were on his cargo ship, and he scuttled it.
Speaking of Nazi zombies, one of these days we should probably review Dead Snow. Have you ever seen Dead Snow?
No, I don't know. I haven't seen that one. I've heard about it though.
It's so fun.
Is it as good as Nazis at the Center of the Earth?
I don't know, but it's along those same lines. You would probably dig it.
Nazis at the Center of the Earth is a masterpiece.
Now, we have reviewed that one.
Yeah, it's a masterpiece.
But I don't think we've done Dead Snow, though.
Yeah.
And I loved Dead Snow. It was so fun.
And I'm not lying, people. Nazis at the Center of the Earth. Jake Busey.
That movie is fucking bonkers.
It is like
in the best possible way.
It is a masterpiece of its genre. And it is an authentic Nazi science fiction flick. It adheres to Nazi science fiction. The hollow earth, real energy, everything.
Yeah, they did their homework.
They did their homework. Anything that the Nazis liked with their science fiction, because the Nazis like science fiction. Okay, yeah. They have Nazi science fiction
put
in there
in the movie.
Yeah.
Also, Mecha Hitler.
Yeah.
So.
Fucking zombies.
If that doesn't make you want to watch it, I don't know what will.
Yeah, biotechnology, vril saucers with fucking laser beams. Yeah. Fucking awesome. Coming out of Antarctica and the hollow Earth. That the Earth was hollow and there was a reverse Earth in there. The Nazis were in there.
Yeah.
You know, that's vril, the coming power from that book.
Yeah,
that's what they're talking about. They knew exactly what they were talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did their fucking homework.
Yeah. German science fiction. The Germans could come up with some science fiction, bitches. They wrote some crazy shit.
CB says Friday the 13th Part 4 was the last time Jason Voorhees ran in the films. Okay, so Part 4 was probably the one that I'm thinking of, right? That was the one where Corey Feldman, like, killed Jason at the end, right? With the machete, like, where his head slid down the machete. That was Part 4, right? Part 4 is good, too. I think that's the second best one. But the second one, Part 2, is still my favorite. Better than the first one, even. Yeah, CB said the worst one was Part 5. Was that the one where somebody else was Jason? Like, it was a different dude? Like, not the actor. I'm just saying it was an actual different dude. Or am I remembering it wrong? Like I said, I've seen them all at some point, but I mix them up sometimes. American Military said Friday the 13th Part 3 had the best looking females, though.
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
2 was good, too, though.
I guess that's a guy thing to notice that, but it's like...
Well,
I noticed pretty girls, too.
You had the fitness chick fucking strip off all her clothes and go down into the lake.
And then she got shot in the butt.
You're like...
I remember that.
She didn't get killed when she was out there, though, did she?
No.
She got killed later.
Yeah, I think she got killed later.
She got killed later. And I remember seeing her go down in there, you know, as a fucking 13-year-old or 14-year-old or something like that. And go, God damn, man, I didn't know they made women like that. She's like fitness as a motherfucker. My friends was like, yeah, I mean, she must be a swimmer or something, because we weren't really used to seeing athletic women. I've seen her recently, and I was like, what was I looking at? It just looks normal. It's just because, you know, a lot of the girls from the 70s that you were growing up watching were skinny. They were like
that was kind of the look, Coke
skinny. She
that was who got famous back then. Was like really, really scrawny.
She just had a normal fit kind of look. But in those days, there's all this shit about, look, they're saying, oh man, testosterone levels have dropped. Fucking, you know, men are not as fucking masculine as they used to be. Blah, blah, blah. No. All that's lies. Don't use that as some kind of excuse not to work out. Dudes like me were extremely rare in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. All right, they didn't know how to do what we could do now. Dudes like Arnold were 1 in 10 million.
I mean, you could get away with a lot more because like everybody looked shittier than you.
Yeah.
So,
dudes that look like Arnold are common now compared to what they used to look like. You know, and if you look at World War II films of what dudes fighting out on the islands, you know, against the Japanese, what they looked like, they were little scrawny. Yeah, they were skinny.
They were probably like malnourished.
Yeah, they were skinny. You know, like 145, 150. They didn't weigh anything. Little wiry.
They didn't like work out or nothing.
No.
Nobody really did that. That's kind of until kind of the 70s, really.
Yeah, low protein motherfuckers. And a lot of the dudes in the 70s didn't. They just drank beer and smoked weed.
Yeah.
Jogging wasn't a thing until the 70s.
Yeah.
That became like a thing.
Yeah, because if you did that in the 60s, people were like, the fuck you doing?
Why are you doing that? Yeah. Gyms weren't really a thing till the 70s. And then people would go to the gym just to flirt. They didn't actually work out when they were in a gym. Which is probably what they do now. I don't know. I have my own gym.
Yeah, we don't go to the gym. We just go in the other room.
Just go in the room. I got a gym there. So, But no, there are more physically fit people today than there ever were.
Yeah.
It's just they're not promoted in the same way. Arnold's picture was everywhere.
Well, and I kind of
made you think that everybody was Arnold. That's not how he was Arnold, and he wasn't natural. They were on shit.
The thing about it now is that because more people know about it now, because we have access to more stuff, it's kind of more expected that you're at least gonna do the minimum.
Yeah.
Because even people that aren't like fucking movie stars or nothing like that, like most people will go to the gym or at least kind of do something, that's. Or try to like keep themselves healthy. I feel like it's a lot more like just normalized.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was, I kind of feel like, oh, you fitness weirdo or something like that. Like it was seen as strange. Like if you ate health food or if you were a vegan or something like that. Like in the 70s, everybody would think you were like this weird fucking hippie or something.
Yeah.
But it's like nowadays, like no one really bats an eye at it.
Yeah. And there's a lot of stereotypes. Like I saw videos made by a British couple that came here to Florida recently, and they were talking about that a lot of their stereotypes of the way they thought America was going to be, because they went to a couple different states. They said it was nothing like they expected. So they thought all Americans would be fat, and they said no, that they got some fucking fantastically fit Americans. Just
there are a lot of fat Americans.
They have, but
there are like a lot of really fit Americans too.
They said they looked about like British people, except they had more jacked people there than they did in England. But they said it was kind of like just British people.
Yeah, just regular.
It's not, you have fat people here, but they're everywhere. But the places didn't have them would be like Japan and China and the in East Asia. But they're arriving too. They got fat girls now too, and I think it's because the diet's changed.
Yeah. Fast
food. High protein diets, lots of fat, lots of carbohydrate.
That'll do it.
And you'll get fat. You keep eating that, and you're not working out. If the Japanese want to eat fast food in large quantities, they're gonna have to go to the gym. If not, they're just gonna fucking put on a bunch of fucking. Here's the thing, though. Fast food when me and Jen were kids was pretty cheap. It was economical to eat that. That's expensive food now. You can't eat at McDonald's every fucking day. It's expensive.
No, you go broke.
You go broke. For the amount. For the amount of money I spend to get me and Jen a couple of meals from there, I could get steaks and mashed and potatoes from the fucking grocery store.
From the butcher, yeah.
Get some fucking good steak. A bunch of it. A lot healthier. About that same price.
Yeah, because because we stop at McDonald's like after the club sometimes.
Yeah.
And, we'll just get, I'll get a sandwich and maybe some small fries, and he'll get a couple sandwiches, and it's like $25.
Yeah. For $20, I can get a package of 8 blade steaks.
Yeah.
And 2 of them will fill you. And it's not the best cut. It's got a little bit of sinew going down the middle, but the flavor's fucking great. I like the flavor of blade steak better than fucking, what was that? Fucking ribeye.
Yeah.
Ribeye's fucking
You just
twice
gotta
the price.
kind of marinate them and...
Yeah, ribeye's twice the price. I'd rather have blade steak.
Yeah.
Or porterhouse, and that's expensive. Porterhouse, that's real good. Or filet mignon. And that's even more. But the pork tenderloin, which is a pork filet mignon, is a lot less expensive, and it's a similar experience. I'll just fucking do pork tenderloin.
Yeah, we do that
long.
Yeah, we do that quite a bit.
For $24, I can get a pork tenderloin,
huge one.
2.5 feet long, and that big around.
And you could eat off that.
For fucking days.
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah.
Because you don't cook the whole thing out once. You just cut.
Yeah, and you just sear it and then cook it real slow, and so it's cooked through, but it's not well done, and it has the same texture as filet mignon, nice and chewy and moist, and very lean, real good for you. I cook, bitch. I love cooking.
Yeah. I'm glad you love.
Tomorrow we're getting steaks.
Yeah, we're definitely.
I'll go down and get me a pack of those fucking.
That'll be our
blade steaks. We'll eat a bunch of steaks.
We're just gonna have some.
Yeah, and potatoes.
And also we have oatmeal cookie bars.
Yeah, I got a bunch of those. Yeah,
that he made. So we're gonna have those too. Plus we got presents.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you to open your.
My shit's ready.
Okay.
I don't have a card, but I got presents.
Okay.
You have a card?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna get a card. I can get a card.
Why you feel bad now?
Yeah. I forgot to get a card today.
That's okay. Yeah. I even got specific Valentine's Day wrapping paper, bitch. I just you know, I ordered that shit.
What are they saying?
Let's see. Oh, CB said Friday the 13th, Jason Takes Manhattan would have been fantastic if the film was in Manhattan for more than 20 minutes of the film. Yeah, and I kind of feel like that's the main... It was a good idea, but yeah, he was like on the boat going to Manhattan for like 3/4 of the movie, and then he's like in the city. Yes, I understand it's expensive to film in Manhattan, and it's hard to get permits and blah, 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 but it's just kind of like... He didn't really take Manhattan. He just kind of showed up in Manhattan... knocked a dude out, and like that's about it. You know what I mean? He was there. It was the boat going to Manhattan, like almost the whole entire movie. Almost the whole entire movie. Let me see. Oh, American Military says Friday the 13th trivia. The girl who got macheted through her chest on the hammock in part 3 was the journalist who was almost sent to jail by Judge Lance Ito during O.J. Simpson's trial. I did not know that. Wow. That's a fun fact. For refusing to reveal her sources. That's hilarious. I actually didn't know that. I haven't seen part 3 in a while. Camp Guy said, I get, when we were talking about women and stuff, I get turned on by glamorous women and also by really fit women. Yeah. Either one, sexy pictures will get me going. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can, like I said, I don't really have a type as far as men or women go. I just kind of know it when I see it. I do tend to like... Not so much a body style. I like an aesthetic. Like I said, I tend to like gothy alt looking people of either gender or whatever. You know, so I don't know. I don't really have a body style preference though. It's just kind of the whole thing that they have going on.
I got a lot of types that I like. Jens knows. I don't. There isn't one thing. There's a lot of stuff I find acceptable. So I'm not really like...
This is acceptable.
Yeah, well, there's some full-figured that I like. There's some of them that are lean and athletic. Some of that I like. It all depends on presentation and the energy.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Like I said, so I don't really have a specific, you know, like, oh, fit and muscular or bigger and curvy, or it doesn't really... I don't know. Like, you know what I mean?
Depends on how it's presented.
Yeah. Like I could roll with pretty much anything. Yeah.
Some girls can carry a lot of weight. Some girls can't carry that same amount of weight. It all just depends on genetics. You know it when you see it. You know, Cheryl Blossom. If you guys can look her up on X, Cheryl Blossom is overweight. She looks great though because she can carry that weight. She's got it in the right places. You take a same woman. Or a similar woman you take another woman of the same height and weight, she's probably not going to have that distribution, so it's not going to look the same.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like fat can look good depending on where it is
and how well she's carried it. Yeah.
Gramster says, whenever I go to horror cons in Detroit, they have various Friday the 13th or Saw or Scream franchise actors. Never understood the long lines to take selfies with actors who didn't bring much talent. I mean, I've been to a few horror cons myself, and yeah, there do tend to be... I remember there being like a lot of Fridays. I recognize most of them, but I can see what you're saying. It's just kind of like, hey, I was in Friday the 13th part 5 or whatever, and I was in it for like 5 minutes, and then I got horribly murdered. But, you know, horror fans were nerds, like pretty much any sort of niche interest. So they're gonna have their fans even if they were only in the movie for like 5 minutes. I wouldn't pay to like have my picture because they all charge nowadays. I don't blame them, honestly. That's kind of how a lot of them make their living now. But you know, if you can get people to pay to get a picture with you, then more power to you. But I'm not gonna pay for it, but other people might, and that's fine. You know, yeah. American Military said most of the Manhattan scenes were filmed in Vancouver. That's right. They do that a lot, actually. If they can't afford to film in Manhattan, they will film in Vancouver, which I guess it'll pass for people that have never been to Manhattan, but you know, it's similar enough, I guess. But yeah, they do shoot a lot of stuff that's supposed to be in New York City and in Vancouver. Or Toronto sometimes. Camp Guy says most sex is in the mind anyway, as long as you are with a normally intelligent person. Yeah, I kind of feel like I said, a lot of it is just vibes. I might be more vibe oriented than an average dude would be.
Most women are.
Yeah, I kind of feel like most women are. I do think that women like physical attributes also, but I don't think it's as pronounced as it is with dudes.
Yeah.
We're a lot more. I think women in general tend to be a lot more forgiving of certain things. If the dude is otherwise super cool, like that will become sexy to us if the guy is like really cool. Like even if he doesn't look like a fucking supermodel, you know what I mean?
Guys have that too.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's the same.
Guys have that too. It's not that much difference. I think the difference is this. A woman will sleep with the guy if she likes him, just because she likes him, even if she doesn't really find him that hot. A guy cannot sleep with a woman that he likes and he doesn't find her hot. He doesn't really find her hot, but he still likes her. He's not really going to want to sleep with her. He's like, hey, I like you, but you're not hot. It's just going to shut the visceral energy there it's going to take to get that dude to rock up. Isn't there? No, I've been there. You know?
Yeah.
Fucking I think it's just because our systems work very differently. You know, especially in the initial stages when you're just getting ready to meet somebody. I meet all kinds of cool chicks. I like them. I'm not attracted to them. I couldn't have sex with them. You said, look, jump on her, fuck the shit out of that. And you're like looking at it going, there's nothing there. Nah. You know what I mean? You just, nothing there. You can't do it.
Yeah.
And women don't seem to have that.
No.
Women don't have it. Well, I can't do it because they don't have to get an erection.
Yeah.
You know, so they can just go, okay. And then they can go off into their own internal world and get fucked and enjoy it that way. It's more of an inward thing for them. And sex for a guy is more like going outward.
Yeah.
You're looking at what it is, you're fucking, you're getting off into it. You're not really worrying about yourself or going inward or enjoying yourself. You're not really... It's an outward experience, kind of like eating. You know what I mean? Not being fed, it's eating.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that.
Yeah, I get it.
It's more of an outward penetrative energy.
Yeah.
So it's a different vibe. So it's just they have some dudes that are professional fucking escorts who can have sex with a woman they're not attracted to. I don't know how they do it. They're probably just satyrs
or Viagra,
psychopaths. I don't even think Viagra would help. Or they somehow tricked their mind into fucking. That's it. I'm gonna do this. You know, I don't know how they do it. I couldn't do it.
I mean, yeah, everybody's
there
different.
has to be something attractive about a person.
Yeah. Or
I'm not gonna really be able to get into it. I'm not gonna rise to the occasion.
As you say.
As you say, yeah. You're gonna there's not gonna be any interest.
CB says this is kind of interesting. Most women don't like it if their boyfriend masturbates to them. I don't think that's the case.
Who said that?
CB did.
Yeah. He's over in England though. You women must be straight. We got freaks over here.
I don't know. I kind of would like it better if they were jerking it to me than some random ass chick on the fucking internet. Yeah. I mean, I like that idea better. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really like to speak for everybody because I don't fucking know. But you know what I mean. I don't know. I would like that. I like that. You know.
All kinds of shit happening when we're having sex. There's no telling what's happening at the time.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I kind of like that.
We don't really micromanage what's happening.
Yeah, that's true. But I kind of like that. I kind of like watching you get all fucking. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. That's not. I don't know. I like that.
Yeah. I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know. I don't know.
If I hit you in the head with it.
Well, that's a little silly, but yeah. But I mean. Well, like I said, I think most women would probably prefer if the dude was jerking off that he was jerking it to like a picture of them than a picture of like some.
I don't think that's what he's talking about.
Right? You would think.
I don't think that's what he's talking about.
Maybe not. Okay. I don't know. Maybe he'll clarify. I gotta pee though.
All right.
I gotta pee and I gotta get another drink.
Well, you want me to make it? You want me to...
Well, you make better ones.
I can make them faster.
That's true.
All right.
But as soon as you come back, I gotta pee.
All right. Oh man, my back. What time is it?
It's only 9:30.
Okay.
It's early still. CB says, I don't see the point of masturbating, Tom. My girlfriend deserves my dick. I like that. She does. She does. But, you know. I don't know. It's, I don't know. That's kind of most people that are in a relationship still masturbate. But you have to kind of navigate how you feel about that, I suppose. Everybody's got different fucking rules about it. Just like everybody's got different fucking rules about cheating, like what they consider cheating. Like, oh, it's, you know, it's everybody's got a different thing, I guess. But I'm not that bothered. I'd be bothered if I wasn't getting any and he was just doing it and just doing that. Yeah, I'd be bothered. But otherwise, I'm not that bothered. You know what I mean? As long as I'm getting some. As long as I'm getting a piece of it. Zach says, I saw a Family Guy joke where Peter was going to take a blow-up doll of Lois on a trip with him and she appreciated it.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's kind of nice. I would think that was kind of nice. You know what I mean? Like I said.
Oh, that's just ridiculous because Jen gets off on the idea of me fucking some other chick.
Yeah, like I said, well, yeah, like we've got into... It's a fantasy. Like, would I like to see that happen in real life? Probably not. I'd probably get really upset. Well, thinking about it makes me upset.
We kind of were there, though.
Yeah. I mean, we've done it before. Yeah, like, you didn't, like, full on...
Yeah, we were fucking, you know...
You didn't full on fuck another chick. Yeah. But
no.
We were making out with other
shit.
women. We've done that.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of like... Even that... I don't know. I'm kind of... It's weird because I kind of hate it, but then I also kind of fetishize it to some degree. That's probably one thing led to the other thing.
Women like to have... They're no different than dudes. I'm kind of the same way. They like to know that that the person they're with is desired, and that other people will take them if they don't fucking do something. If they're not on the game, so it keeps fucking
they don't
men
step up.
You got So and then there's kind of like a reclaiming thing. Like, no, you're not going nowhere. It's all a game. People. Yeah. It's all a game. It's not, and it's just, you know. No, fucking, you know what I mean. Jen sees some chick fucking putting the moves on me or trying to put the move on me in the club. She fucking gets mad, but she loves it. She does.
Yeah, I have like a weird. It's hard to explain, like, the emotions.
Because the ones that she sees doing it, they're hot. These aren't ugly worlds. They're fucking hot that do that. So now she knows that she's in the same league. You know what I mean?
I guess I don't really think of it that way, but I see how you're saying. I see how you're...
So you don't... You listen to what women say, but you have to understand there's a different angle to it. Okay.
Well, and the thing about it, too, is that because... You know, we've talked about this before, how, like, a lot of dudes have, like, a cuck fetish.
Not a lot of dudes, but...
Well, it's common, is what I'm saying. Yeah. It's a pretty common fetish.
There's a bunch of different versions of that.
But, yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. I kind of have that, like, the opposite. I guess they call it cuck queen or whatever they call it. But I don't like the humiliation aspect, because I think some dudes that are into the cuck thing are into the humiliation.
Yeah,
like
that's a different thing.
They like their wives or girlfriends or something
to be mad about it,
to be like, it's like, he has such a much bigger dick than you, or he's much better than you, or they like to humiliate the other guy, and he's getting off on that. I don't like that.
Yeah.
But there is something about it that's, like, appealing, but also, like, pisses me off, and I think, like, the being pissed off is kind of...
Well, what it is, you're pissed off because you have to rise to the occasion to assert dominance. You got to fight now. You know what I mean? To get him back. You know what I mean? But that's how it is.
Maybe
that's kind of how it is for a lot of dudes. Not a lot of dudes, but, you know, I didn't really kind of grow up that way where I really had feelings of jealousy about like that. It was, for me, the dynamic was very different because I kind of grew up. Me and my friends fucking chicks, like the same chick a lot of times, you know what I mean? And it was just kind of like like a devil's threesome.
Yeah.
And it would be like, we're going to tear her up. Oh, she's going to love it. Man, ain't nobody going to be able to compete with this shit. So it was very, like, female focused. It's like, we're going to light this chick up. But it was never our girlfriends.
Yeah.
It was always
they were just like
we knew.
That,
Chicks we were dating. Yeah.
So it's not like anyone was exclusive
no,
and they were
no,
doing shit or nothing like that.
No. But, so that was just... So I came up in high school with doing this kind of shit. So Graptus was there. He's in the comment section. He knows what's up.
Yeah, like I said, I'm sure
fucking,
that's like pretty fucking...
Yeah.
It's not that uncommon.
No. So I was never really grew up with the idea of that fucking sex was scarce or that fucking... I never really... Mostly didn't give a shit if I was screwing some chick, she didn't come back. Sometimes you just wait, she'd come back again anyway. You know what I mean? I didn't really have like a possessive quality to it.
Yeah, you're not. You're protective.
Yeah, but I'm not.
But
possessive.
You're not possessive.
Yeah.
Like in a way, it's like, who are you talking to? Who? Are you?
Yeah, no.
You don't do that.
No, and Jen's been there. Where fucking I've gone to the restroom and I've come back and I see some dude macking on her trying to buy her a drink. So I just fucking hang back, let her handle it.
Yeah, and I haven't had anything too bad happen like that.
So I'm not gonna step in and look like an asshole. Stay away from it. Yeah, no, that's fucking weak. If she wants to go with the dude, she can go with him. I'd be like, well, fuck that bitch.
Well, I wouldn't.
Probably.
I wouldn't do
but
that.
just let her handle it. She's a woman. She doesn't need Captain Save-A-Ho to come in. And
now, if he starts fucking groping,
if he's groping, that's a different fucking.
That's because we have had that happen.
Yeah, but no, dude
and
was
that
just
dude did get a beat.
Dude was just totally cool, and he's a gentleman. He didn't know I was with her.
Yeah, because he was in the bathroom.
Right.
And he wasn't an asshole. He wasn't.
No, he's cool.
Yeah, like so.
And I've known her boyfriends from the past because
Yeah.
we were friends. Which we were dating other people.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's a different dynamic. So anyway, that shit went down, and I went back, and I was like, that was fucking hot, man. Fucking because it reminds you that your woman is fucking hot. All right. A lot of dudes hook up these chicks, they start taking it for granted. Well, I got this shit, I don't have to worry about it. No, other dudes are thinking that they're hot and they're going to vie for her.
Yeah.
So that kind of keeps you on your game.
And if he treats you better than you do, then she might be like...
So that keeps you on your game where you're looking good and you're fucking trying to keep yourself in shape and you're doing shit and you're trying to maintain a relationship, But it's dudes that take women for granted that start slipping and sliding and end up to be some motherfucker in the past. That's what happens.
Well, that's the thing about...
Because they're taking it for granted.
Yeah, and I think that's true, like, for men and women. Yeah. You can't, especially if you're in a long-term relationship, and we've been together a long time, you can't really take that other person for granted. You can't just be, they're just going to be here, they're not going anyplace, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I've been fucking that. I don't have to do anything anymore, I'm just going to sit around.
You don't have to do anything, or you don't have to make an effort. You have to, like, pretty much make a conscious effort.
Right.
All the time to, like, maintain... Like, it seems, honestly, for us, it always seemed pretty easy. Like, I don't really feel like...
Our communications was always real good.
Yeah, like, I don't really feel like it's a lot of work or anything like that.
That's because we kind of hit it off.
Yeah.
We became friends. Even we were dating other people, we became friends. We were inseparable for years.
Yeah. To a point
hanging out constantly.
Where, like we said, people were like, would you guys just fuck already? Jesus Christ. It's like, you guys are always together.
Yeah. And she'd be dating some dudes, you know what I mean? Sometimes they'd get jealous. Or I'd be dating some other chick, you know what I mean? The chicks really didn't care what I was doing. A lot of them were probably dating other dudes at the same time. So they don't really care as much. But the dudes get jealous when they're in the dating thing, which I always thought that as a weakness. I never got jealous because I never felt like I was possessing anybody.
Yeah.
It was just friendship, you know what I mean? And we're just trying it out, see how it's working. So, Jen learned to deal with me, though. She figured me out.
Wasn't that hard.
Yeah, she figured me out.
Yeah. It wasn't that hard. Man, I gotta pee.
Go ahead.
Okay. I was waiting for you to come back to the drink, and then I was like, I got all into the discussion. And I was like, man, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Man, my eyes are fucking killing me.
Are they?
Yeah. I'll finish up this drink and make another drink. And we're gonna see how many people we got in here. All right. Most intelligent, relatively normal men won't make a pass at another woman within their social circle. It depends on what generation you're talking about and what the situation is. I only went out with women that were in my social circle. So no, if I was single, I only went after my friends. When that was my social circle. I didn't go out for chicks that I didn't know. I never used dating applications or anything like that. No, fuck no. Went to the club, made friends, talked to people, and online. And if we hit it off online, I continued talking to them, see more at the club. That's how I met Jeb. And made friends with the other ones too, same way. But no, if you weren't my friend, I wasn't gonna go out with you. I didn't do any of the shit that some of these Gen Z, I'm reading how Gen Z's dates, how fucked up they are, their lack of social skills. Evidently, they say, well, it's different. You can't do that now. No, it's not different. It's the same. It's just that Gen Z women tend not to be going to the clubs. So where are you going to meet them? And if they do go to the clubs, Gen Z they don't have any money to buy drinks. They don't drink much. So there isn't any kind of social lubricant.
Well, they broke, yeah.
What's that? They're broke. They're broke and they're not drunk, so they can't really be themselves. And then they grew up talking to each other on social media and always worried about being judged. And
well, yeah, I think that was kind of shit. Like I said,
so
it's
you
not,
might as well be religious.
It's
just
not their fault.
Yeah,
because
it's not their fault. But I'm gonna tell you, just go ahead and be religious. That's the way religious people were. They would talk about each other in church.
God, that sounds
my God! That's against the covenant. It's just stupid shit like that.
To be honest, I like. I know it's probably not great or like super healthy, but honestly, I don't have a lot of vices. I do like to drink though, and I think the reason that I like to drink is because, like I said, I'm a very introverted person. I'm like overthink things. I have anxiety, so it's like when I go out or even when we do the show and stuff like that, it loosens me up a lot, and it's like I can actually talk to people like a normal person, which I have a hard time doing.
She can't anyway
when I'm sober, but it's just well, you know what I mean. It depends on who I'm around. Most of the people at the club, like I've known them for a long time, so I'm a lot more comfortable around them. But if I have to go someplace where I've never been before or hang out with people that I don't really know, then it's kind of stressful for me. So like alcohol helps a lot. But so I actually do like that. But like I said, if you don't have, if you're younger, you don't have a lot of money and you can't really afford, I'm not saying everyone should go out and get shit-faced. I'm just saying that having a couple drinks, I mean, that's the reason that people do it. It's a social lubricant. Like you said, it loosens people up.
Yeah.
So you're not quite so uptight and you can kind of chill out a little bit.
Now, American military's asked me, did feminism ruin dating? It says, depends on what feminism you're talking about. There's a bunch of different waves of it. The early versions of feminism, to me, is just kind of common sense. I would say no, because what that did is that freed women up to date. Before, you know what I mean?
Because
you couldn't date before feminism.
Bitch, we couldn't even have credit cards until the 70s.
Right. It was just,
that was in my lifetime.
Yeah.
And your lifetime.
Yeah. The very late stage, like third, fourth, and fifth wave, I don't even call that fucking feminism. It's just kind of fucking stupid.
Well, like I said, that kind of shit.
Man-hating stupid shit.
Well, see, but that's super fringe. I kind of feel like
not that many.
I kind of feel like a lot of dudes, especially like incel, red pill kind of shit, they're always kind of like focusing on that, like
extreme.
It's some massive, and I'm just like, that's a tiny. I don't know anybody like that. I would consider myself a feminist. I'm more a humanist, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know anybody like that.
They exist, but it's
Gen Z. Tiny.
It's Gen Z, and I think it's
tiny,
and I think it's mostly up north, and I think it's in other
most
states.
People are not like that.
We don't see it that much. Okay, when I do see it, it's in the goth scene. It's Gen Z, and it's only a couple chicks.
Yeah, and like
remember
I said,
the chick that fucking went on there crying about me and fucking said that fucking I was.
Yeah, now see
that's a fucking hardcore feminist.
But like I said,
and she's crazy. She was trying to fuck me, is what it was.
I don't know her.
She was trying to fuck, and I don't know her. She was just a chick that was thinking.
I never really saw her before. Like maybe I saw her, but I don't really remember her.
Yeah.
We should probably tell that story in case we
one
haven't.
Of these days.
No, we'll tell it.
Not right now. I don't really feel like telling it. What's her name? What's her name? Came in and says, "Oh, that bitch. Oh, that bitch is toxic as fuck."
Yeah, but like, that was her saying that, and
it's true though.
I know, but I don't believe anything that chick says either.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Just saying.
She was just some chick that thought I was fucking flirting with her. I wasn't
for some reason. Like, well, I didn't even know who she was.
Yeah.
You said she used to work at Mannequins.
She worked at Mannequins.
She was a bartender,
she was
right?
A bartender at
Mannequins. We didn't go to Mannequins that much.
Yeah.
And I didn't remember her because I think she worked at the other bar. I just remember, I know Heather.
She had a crush on me and she wanted me to hit on her, and I didn't. So she had to make a big thing up that she had to leave the club because I had approached her or something and run my fingers through her hair or some bullshit like that.
Yeah, what was it?
And I don't even know what the fuck she was talking about.
Nobody knew what she was talking about.
And I didn't even see her that night. And it was just a bunch of grandstanding stuff.
Yeah, she was like all over social media. We didn't even know because we weren't friends with her. Like somebody screenshotted it.
People checked her on that though, and then she just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
She kind of shut all that.
She said she got so upset that she stormed out the back doors
after
the patio,
yelling at me and something.
And after yelling at him, I'm like, that didn't happen. Like I was there with you all night. We were right by the back doors by the patio. I didn't see anybody storm out or nobody saw that.
Just some psycho chick in her mid-40s.
She just made that up. I was like, was she even there? I don't remember seeing that. Because you showed me a picture.
Yeah,
and I
don't remember seeing her either.
I don't remember. She might have been there. I didn't see her though.
Yeah, the last time I had seen her was at the Zymox show. She was behind me in the fucking line at the Zymox show.
See, and that Zymox show was like 2013. It was a long time ago.
That was the last time I saw her. And then she ended up working for Big Tom.
No, it was 2023.
She ended up working for Big Tom. And they told me to call Big Tom because they wanted to start that girls' night.
Yeah, that's right.
And
they remember they were gonna do male strippers.
Yeah, and they wanted to see if I could put something together.
And wanted Tom to put a crew together.
Yeah,
but then we were kind of throwing numbers around. Like I don't know if that's gonna be
they wouldn't work.
Profitable. I don't really think they're gonna pull enough people to do that.
Like dudes would want too much money.
It was kind of a cool idea, but doing some fucking
never work.
But we were like, I don't think it'd be
anyway.
Worth it.
Fuck that shit. I don't want to talk about that shit. That shit's too negative. it just blew over. It was just not really a big deal.
Yeah, it was just weird. But there are people like that out there.
There are people like that out there.
Unusual.
There are very few of them.
I don't. I don't even know that girl.
So okay, did it ruin dating? It might have impeded dating in certain generations. It didn't in our generation.
Well, and I will say
it might have made it a little bit tougher. Okay, let me answer this question. Did it? Most people are looking at it from the dating perspective of Gen Z because that's who's dating right now.
Yeah.
Or it's who they should be dating. Everybody else is supposed to be hooked up. They're not dating anymore. They are married or they're hanging out with people who are divorced, and it's not really quite the same thing.
Yeah.
So what they're talking about is Gen Z. Did it fuck Gen Z up? Yeah. I
don't know if that was only. I think social media
might have magnified it. Well, let's just say.
And I think too, a lot of time, dudes, they don't want to make an effort either. Yeah. So a lot of women are being like, "Well, fuck that."
Well, I think what's happened is that there were problems there, and then they got magnified on social media, which scared a lot of the dudes away. And then women started doing TikTok videos complaining about the dudes, which didn't help. And so in certain areas, in certain age groups, there's dating problems. But here's the thing that I'm telling you. It's only dating problems for the fucking bottom 70%. That top 30%, they're not having any problems. They're running the table. The top 30% of those dudes are unaffected by that because they're too good looking, they have too much money. So they're probably booming when it comes to dating because they're available. And they're probably not exclusively dating, they're probably dating 3 or 4 hotties.
Well, and what I'm going to say too, and social media is good. It's good for a lot of things. And I don't have an issue with dating apps as a concept. Because even when we were younger, they had classified ads and shit like that.
It's not the same.
I know, but it's not quite the same. I know that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that in general, it's probably better. And if anybody was crying to me about it's I can't meet anybody, I was like, one, stop focusing on that.
Don't do a dating app.
Go do something that you like.
Yeah, in the wild.
Go out somewhere.
In the wild.
Whatever it is that you like, whatever your hobby is.
Make friends.
Go out and do that
Yeah.
someplace that's not your house.
Yeah.
And in the course of doing that or those things, you will probably meet people that are into the same shit. and that might lead to something.
Right.
That's probably, it's the best way to go about it. Like I said, I met him in the wild.
Club. In the club.
At the goth club.
Yep. Here's the reason why I'm saying no to dating apps. Is from the man's point of view of the dating app, he has to pay to get into the dating app. Women can get in there for free because they're the bait.
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
And men have to pay.
And a lot of the women on there, I hate to tell you, are not real.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of fake women on there. But here's another thing. It's not... if the men are paying, and they're really kind of the only source of income for the app, it's not in the app's best interest to get you hooked up.
To get you hooked up.
So what they'll do is they're not going to show you all the women that are available.
They're going to show you.
They're going to show you the losers
bots.
And the bottoms and bots and shit like that. And maybe you'll go out with some fucking loser, chick who's... And that company's known that, she's been out with 30 dudes and none of them have hooked up with her. She must be a real fucking piece of shit. So they know the girls in your area who to recommend you. It's all the other pieces of shit that the dudes have said no to. So, no, that's a loser's game. You might as well just go play ring toss at the carnival. You're never really going to make the 100 score. Because, it's half score on this one. Oh, they're always going to fucking... No, don't do that. You meet them in the wild.
I mean,
There's something that you're into. Some kind of music, clubs, motorcycles, sports.
Hiking, whatever the fuck it is. Knitting, comic books, whatever.
Dudes that fucking make porn. Make fucking girlfriends that make porn. Because they fucking meet up on fucking X.
Because you have something in common.
They have something in common.
And it works out better in the long run.
They're hoes, but they're fucking...
But that's part of the biz.
That's the part of the business.
It's kind of understood. And I do feel like people that make porn should probably date other people in
that
porn.
Make porn.
Well, it's easier to date somebody that's in your industry. They can, understand where you're coming from.
Bye, honey. I'm going to fuck these 5 dudes. I'll be back. Okay, have fun, baby. I'm going to fuck these other 3 or 4 dudes.
Yeah, it's like, I'm going to do this gangbang bang.
Yeah. They don't care. And people are like, oh my God. But the thing is you're a square.
I mean, it's their job.
It's their job. They don't care.
I mean, I would care.
Yeah, but that's not... You are not them.
But I'm not them.
Yeah, they don't care.
That's their job, and they don't care.
Yeah.
So...
You're not them, and...
That's fine.
Yeah. They're not you.
And they're not me. So...
Yeah, so...
I don't judge. That's
just how it is.
I don't judge. Everybody's got their own thing going on, and...
Yeah.
Doesn't have anything to do with me, does it? So it's just kind of like...
To answer your question, military, yes and no.
I think there's a lot of factors.
Yes and no. There's a lot of factors.
But
here's the thing. Fucking any decent dude, no matter of his age range, could go out. And if he's looking good, he could score right now. And you can say, well, I'm old. Well, shit, I'm old.
That's all right.
I'm fucking 56. In my age group, I would dominate.
Okay? Well, and
women in their 50s would be fucking... The ratio of male to female at I guess you could say my level. Oh man, I'm outnumbered fucking probably 10 to 1. Because most of the dudes my age don't look too good.
And at this age, I feel like most women my age, are divorced.
They're divorced.
Like they've been married before, they've had kids, and they're like, fuck that dude. And now they're out single having a good time again.
Yeah. And they're surrounded by a bunch of overweight dudes and this and that. They're gonna be looking for dudes that are fit and look good. And if you're fit and you're fucking cool, you're gonna run a table.
And because honestly, the older you get, the less competition.
The less competition, because they've all fucking
because most people are kind of falling apart.
Good-looking old people are like kings and queens. It's like they can do whatever they want. Yeah. We go to the club and fucking younger people are like, man, you guys are fucking like couples goals.
Yeah.
They're like,
Well, like I said, we know a lot of
girls
people
trying to jump in bed with us and shit.
Yeah, that go to the bar that are our age, that are in their 50s, that look great.
Yeah, they're out there.
A lot of them look great. Yep. Most of them do, actually.
Toby just turned 60. He looks good.
Yeah, he just had his 60th birthday, actually.
Yep. Skinny, Jancis, looks cool. He's single, because there aren't very many single gay dudes in their 60s that are around that look good enough for him.
To be fair, he's kind of picky.
He's picky, yeah. You got to be good looking. You got to be good looking to get that dude.
Yeah. Well, he's good looking. He has standards, and he should have standards. You know what I mean? He's in really good shape. He dresses really good. He dances really good.
Yep.
And he just doesn't want some schlub.
Nope.
So can't really blame him. So that's the thing. I kind of feel like a lot of, you can blame the women too, but it's just like a lot of dudes piss and moan, but then they sit at home eating Cheetos in their mom's basement playing video games and then cry that like no hot chicks want to fuck them. I'm like, you're just a little tubby fat dude sitting here. You don't do anything. You don't have anything to offer anyone.
The average dude right now, actually, he's not in a very good physical shape. He doesn't have a lot of money. If you were to put my mind inside that average dude and say he's 35 or 40, in a few years, I'd have him looking pretty good. I could go out and do pretty good. 7, 8 years later, nah, I could be a killer. Yeah. Because with women, it's not so much face game. A lot of it has to do with presentation, what you're wearing, what your body looks like, how you carry yourself, how you hold a conversation. Fucking, you know, how you make a woman feel during a conversation in a relationship. So it doesn't have anything to do with average looks. Guys, an average look, dude, can be improved upon to be pretty damn good.
Yeah.
It's just like the average look female is actually acceptable to most dudes.
Yeah.
Average is like okay to most dudes. Women's standards are a little bit higher, though. They just are. Women hold men to a little bit higher standards than men hold women. So if you're an average dude, you're probably going to have to go to the gym.
Or at least like be clean and like be well dressed.
Yep. Well,
be funny. Be something. Like just
because a lot of dudes don't know how to dress. They're kind of slubby. Fucking. They got a lot of body hair in the wrong fucking places. They're not real fucking smooth. Not real cultured. It doesn't matter what country. They're all kind of like that. You know what I mean? Fucking.
Well, because I kind of, like I said, I kind of feel like they.
It's like they don't have
a lot of dudes, and I think we talked about this some. Like
I think a lot of dudes are demoralized.
Well, we talked about this a long time ago, like on the Elliot Rogers show, like because we talked a lot about like the incel subculture and everything like that. I kind of feel like a lot of them think they can just like sit around and do nothing, and like just some hot chick should just like fall into their lap just cause. And I'm just like, well,
I think
she's a hot chick because she makes an effort to look like that.
Yeah.
Do you know how expensive and time consuming that is to look that way?
Yeah.
You're not doing any of that.
Yeah.
So why should she give you the time of day?
There's a lot of that.
Yeah, like, you know, you don't just get it cuz.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys in their 30s and 40s they run around and they don't know why they can't get some chick that fucking, like, you know, this is back in the 90s even, you know, why they're not fucking hooking up with fucking lethal weapons or some shit like a porn star looks like that. You realize, first of all, that she goes to the gym. All right.
Yeah, I was like, do you know how much money she spends on makeup and hair and nails and boobs?
Those
and
big
like,
fake boobs and all the fucking
like that's a lot of maintenance.
Yeah,
that's a lot of money. That's a lot of time.
Yeah, she's basically put as much effort and time into her appearance.
That's like a job.
As a professional athlete puts
that's
in there
like a job.
Figuring how, So, and you're just sitting around, you're making a paycheck working at fucking AutoZone, okay? Making fucking $35,000-$40,000 a year. How are you gonna appeal to her? You know what I mean? If you were real hot, maybe, and you could fucking talk a good game, and you were a fucking really cool surfer, or you had a fucking badass bike and fucking everybody.
Or you had like some cool hobbies.
You had some cool,
if you were interested in any way
fucking,
whatsoever.
And you're fucking stacked, and you got fucking a good wardrobe, and you know how to talk.
Yeah, then it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter what your job is.
Doesn't matter what your job is. No. Fucking the job is really only one part of it. Really, these women say, "Well, you got to make 6 figures." They're full of shit.
No, you don't.
Those girls work at Starbucks. They're not making any money.
No, you don't.
They just don't know what to say.
That's what I mean. I think it's just like they're trying to weed out losers, which I understand that.
They don't realize how many rich losers there are.
Well, there are a lot of rich losers.
Yeah, matter of fact.
Well, because and what you have to understand too is that even average-looking chicks, they get bothered by loser dudes all the time. Yeah. You get dick pics. You get messages saying, "I just found a message in my Facebook." You know what is the Facebook thing where like
you don't know you're not connection,
where you're not connection, but they send you messages. Yeah. I found one from a couple weeks ago. I love you. Yeah. I was like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah, they didn't even check to see you're married.
I don't even know who that is.
These bitches.
And it's like, so you get messages like that like all the time. I don't get them as much anymore because I'm older, but. Yeah. You know, you used to get them all. It's just random ass motherfuckers all the time. Yeah. And like hotter chicks, younger chicks, it's a constant barrage. Yeah. So it's just kind of like, so they're trying to filter out the noise. Yeah. That's all.
Yeah, so a lot of these dudes she's calling the incels, which I don't think that's a fucking accurate term all the time, because a lot of those guys are volcels. They've chosen to be incel.
Yeah, they just don't see it that way.
They just haven't. They've chosen to walk the path of a dude who's not going to get laid.
That probably is a better term for them.
Yeah,
honestly.
volcel. Yeah, an incel is fucking. It's involuntarily pushed on. No, he's doing the things that voluntarily eliminate you.
Yeah, that make you
unattractive
to other people.
Right.
Which if you fixed it,
probably.
Well,
some of them are just. Well, some of the volcels are like, oh, fuck those bitches. And as soon as you get fuck those bitches, you're a volcel.
That's MGTOW.
What? No, that's different. Those dudes are all. Most MGTOW dudes are divorced. They already have kids, so their mission is complete. They don't have to procreate anymore. Right.
So they can just say.
They can just say, "I'm a fish. Fuck it." That's all.
I'm taking my ball and going home.
I'm going home. Okay.
I'm just like, okay, bye.
But that's not unrealistic, because you said, and I was like, yeah, if anything happens to you, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm not.
Because we're at the age where the chances of finding anybody, that's what MGTOW is.
Yeah.
Those guys are fucking done.
Okay, I can't say, like, God forbid, I don't even believe in God, I'm an atheist. Yeah. But it's just like, I don't even know a better phrase for that, but like, God forbid something happened to you. I don't know. Like, it's not impossible that it's like some dude might come along and blow my socks off. I doubt it, like, at this age, because I'm really cynical. It could happen. I'm not saying, but I was just saying it's unlikely, and I wouldn't really go out of my way. I'm too old for that shit. It's like, and I'm not training a dude. Like, I'm just not in that game anymore. Yeah, and it's not that interesting.
I was kind of like the same thing. I was like, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good, because
there's like, it could happen, but man, you'd have to be really something.
Yeah, because we don't really have that much time anyway. 20 years, 25, maybe 30. If we were real lucky, and fucking me and Jen will be together for a fucking long time. So
I hope so.
But by the time one of us goes, the other one's not gonna have a whole lot of time. So,
yeah.
He's just gonna be like, fuck it, I'll just wait around and I'll see her on the inside.
I'll just wait around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not really...
Because what do you have to offer when you get that old? Oh, yeah, I can offer you 5 years until I'm ready for convalescent home. Right? Some stupid shit.
You can, wipe my ass.
Yeah, you can wipe my ass and murder my convalescence.
you know?
Right.
That's what happens.
You're really more
you can pick me up out of the hall like our poor neighbor lady.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That Tom was trying to move earlier. But,
trying to move these old ladies.
That fell because she broke her hip.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I'm not real rough on the vol sales and the incels, because each particular dude is his own theme, and there's a bunch of stereotypical shit that's happening. But most of those dudes are not incels. Most of them are vol sales. They have voluntarily said, fuck it. They don't want it.
Which is fine. Like I said, I don't think I would care. But the fact is, if they just said fuck it and just left and didn't cry about it anymore, no one would give a shit.
Well, I think
but the fact that they're constantly online crying and complaining, and so I was like, well, obviously they do still care, because they're on there fucking crying about it.
That's another stereotype. Because I think most of the ones do just fuck off.
Well, yeah, but you don't hear about those.
Yeah, you don't hear about those. You're only.
So I'm not mad at those people. Obviously.
But I think most of them are that. They just fuck off. Because
you're only mad at the ones that are like visible because they just keep crying.
A lot of the dudes that said fuck it, if you were to analyze the situation that they were in, how old they are, how much money they're dealing with, what their future's like, you can kind of understand. You're like, okay, well, if you go out and try to hook up with some chick, this is where she's going to end up being. She's going to be ending up in this category of woman. He's like, fuck that, I don't want that. Like,
which is fair enough.
Yeah, so that's what they're talking about, because they can't get something that's interesting.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
So that's what they're talking about.
Like I said, I'm not going to make them like do shit.
Right. So
like I said, the only issue I have is when they just are constantly online like crying.
Well, that's only a couple of them.
Okay, well, shut up and piss off.
Because look, if a dude is in that position, what he can do is save up his fucking money, all right, and then go fly out to fucking Bangkok or some shit and get the fucking shit fucked out of him by some Asian chicks, and he can come back. You know what I mean? Go to the fucking brothel. All right, you'll feel a lot better. All right.
I mean, yeah, you could always pay for it if you're that hard up.
Shit. Yeah, and it's a lot.
They'll fuck you if you pay.
Yeah. So you can have fun. You just don't worry about getting married. You don't have to worry about the responsibility. go fishing and go have your motorcycle and fucking jerk off to porn and then go to fucking Thailand every fucking year for a couple months and
tourism.
Do some fucking drugs, get some fucking tattoos, and have some little Asian chick jump up and down on your dick.
I don't understand why they don't just do that.
They do it.
Those like I said, I guess...
Those poor girls.
I know. They need hazard pay, seriously. But, you know. Well, like I said, there are professionals for that.
Yeah.
God love them.
Yeah, they're fucking...
I wouldn't do it, but, you know, some women will do it. I know a lot of them have to be forced into it. That's their only option, but, you know, which is kind of sad.
Jump up and down on all old dudes' dicks.
Yikes. Ooh, Dave is here. Hey, up, you Dave? Two. I love you guys. I tattooed your name on my ass. Yes, you told. That.
He's got my name tattooed on his ass.
Yeah.
He showed it to me. I looked at it. I expected to see Tom Ross. No, I said your name.
Yeah.
Say your name. And it was like, oh, okay, yeah.
Your so he tells everybody that. He's
my
like,
name.
I got
yeah, your name, yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one, yeah.
Yeah. We just saw him last Friday. See, some people we really know in real life.
Yeah.
Like are in the fucking... Yeah, we just saw him last Friday. But yeah. Tom Baker says, Mel Brooks, when asked by a reporter if he's on Facebook, dear boy, soon I won't have a face or a book. Yeah. I've been wanting to, like, a couple of you guys have recommended that Mel Brooks documentary, like the 99-Year-Old Man or whatever, and I was like, I kind of want to watch that. He always seemed like a fun dude. I'll probably get around to it one of these days.
But on cocaine, he's probably funny.
I still think a lot of these movies are still funny. Now, I will note, I'm telling you, I was scrolling through...
Some of it's funny.
I was scrolling through the shit last night, and Spaceballs was on there, and I was like, man, I kind of want to rewatch Spaceballs. Because I remember Spaceballs being really funny. Some of his movies are still really funny. Blazing Saddles, still funny.
Yeah, Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein, still funny.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff I don't think is funny as it was. Like History of the World.
Yeah, it's not that funny.
Was not as funny as I remember it being. Like back in the 80s or whenever it came out.
High Anxiety wasn't okay.
Yeah, I don't remember as much about that one. I think I only saw that one once or twice. Whereas just kind of like some of his other movies that were on fucking HBO and Cinemax like all the fucking time. Yeah. Like in the 80s, so I saw them like multiple times. But, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't seen Spaceballs for many years, but I remember really liking that. I'll rewatch it one of these days. We'll see. Tom Baker says, movie review of The Haunting of Julia. Did I not do one? I kind of feel like
I did that.
I thought I did one for... Okay, maybe what it was, over on my other channel, The Scare Salon, I've been doing a series, which is going to take me I'll probably be dead before it's done. But I'm doing my 5 favorite horror movies from every year since I was born. I'm only in the 80s, so I have a long way to go. But the year that Haunting of Julia came out, which was, I don't even remember now, 77? Something like that. That was actually one of my favorite movies. I don't know why, like, I fucking love that movie. It's one of very few, I don't know why they don't make more Peter Straub stuff into movies, because a lot of his stuff is great. I don't know why they haven't made Coco or The Hellfire Club, or I don't know. There's like a lot of his novels that would be good movies, I think. But yeah, Haunting of Julia, which I think is called Full Circle in the UK. I think it came out in 1977. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But it was based on Peter Straub's novel Julia, which came out in 74, 75, right around there. It's a great novel, by the way, if you haven't read it. It's kind of similar to Ghost Story, if you've read that one. But Mia Farrow's in it. Keir Dullea is in it. The guy that was in 2001: A Space Odyssey. I'm sure I pronounced his name wrong. And it's just really, it's just a really creepy, like, low-key ghost story. And I feel like a lot of people don't really talk about it. Now, I don't know if I did a review of that on its own, but I'm pretty sure that whatever year it came out, it was on my top 5 video from that year. Does that make any sense? I think it was 1977. So if you go over to Scare Salon and look up my favorite horror movies from every year since I was born, whatever year it was, I talked about it on there. And I think I also wrote like a long review of it on my blog someplace, if you search for it. because I really do like that movie, and I feel like it's really underrated. You know, like a lot of people don't really talk about it, even though like there was big stars, like Mia Farrow was in it and all this other kind of stuff. But it's like no one really talks about it. But I don't know. I really like that movie. Camp Guy said Young Frankenstein is his masterpiece. I agree. Pretty sure that's like easily my favorite movie of his. It's the one I've seen the most times. And Young Frankenstein, I'd never get tired of that. I could just watch it over and over and over again. And it's like it's funny every fucking time. Like everything. A lot of that's due to like Gene Wilder, I gotta say. I love him. But his comedic timing is just, I don't know. It just makes that whole fucking movie for me. Like everybody in that's good, but just the whole, and I love the old Universal monster movies too, so I guess like the loving homage of it is like, I really like that too. Yeah, it was 1977. Okay, so like I said, if you didn't know, I have another channel called The Scare Salon. I only post on there probably like once a month because I usually make slightly longer form videos on there. And I have a couple series going over there. I have one, my top 5 favorite movies from every year since I was born. I think I did 1985 or 1986, something like that. I'm also reviewing all the episodes of Night Gallery, and I'm also reviewing all the episodes of Boris Karloff's Thriller from the 60s. And that's taken a while. And I also do like a lot of book versus movie comparisons. Like the last one I did was Hell House / Legend of Hell House, Richard Matheson. And that was a long video. I think it was like an hour and 20 minutes or something.
Dave Brown talking about Shockwaves and Suspiria.
Yeah, and the Sentinel.
The Sentinel. Which one was that?
That was the one with, and I actually, now that you mention it, over on my Scare Salon channel, I also did a book versus movie comparison of the Sentinel.
Which one was that?
That was the one with the woman, she was a model, and she got that apartment in New York City, and all those weird people lived in there, like Burgess Meredith, and then like she kept seeing, she kept, like she thought somebody was like in the apartment above her even though it was empty, and all this weird shit started happening. And remember John Carradine was in it, he was like the blind priest that was like looking out the window.
Sounds familiar, man.
In the top, yeah, we reviewed it.
I've seen it, yeah.
We reviewed it.
Yeah, David, did you hear me talking about Shockwaves? Because I was talking about Shockwaves earlier. I didn't know
earlier.
You heard it? Shockwaves is like, that wasn't 77 though, was it? Shockwaves.
Yeah.
It was 77?
Yep.
Because I remember that shit being on fucking cable, like on TV. Remember, that was the cable channel we had out in California called On.
Yeah.
It was like the first cable. And I guess that must have been in 1980. So yeah, that makes sense. A couple years.
Yeah, because they would have had the rights shit by then, yeah.
They had rights, yeah.
Yeah, because when we got cable in the early 80s,
yeah,
like HBO,
they were playing older stuff.
They were playing older because that's what was cheaper.
Had.
They needed content, you know what I mean? So I saw like a bunch of movies from like the late 70s. Holy crap!
I think I have Shockwaves. Don't I have that?
You might. We have a lot. I mean, I was thinking the other day. I was like, holy crap! How many times did I see fucking Time After Time? You know, with Malcolm McDowell and David Warner. I love that fucking movie. That was 1979.
Was it?
Holy shit! That was on fucking cable every goddamn day. I have it memorized, I think, because I saw it so many times.
And then Somewhere in Time.
Yeah, there was that one too.
Somewhere in Time. Yeah, and that had fucking dude who played Superman.
Yeah, Christopher Reeves.
Christopher Reeves trying to wish himself back into the Victorian era to meet some chick. That was a good one too. I haven't seen that one in a long time.
I think they have. I just saw it when I was scrolling the other day. They have it on one of the services that we have. But I just remember very distinctly, Time After Time, probably the one I remember the best because I liked that one the most.
Yeah.
If you've never seen that one, it's H.G. Wells follows Jack the Ripper into, because he invented a for real time machine, into 1970s San Francisco. And it's awesome. I love that fucking movie.
Yeah,
David Warner makes a great fucking Jack the Ripper.
David said he just got here, man. That he didn't know that I was talking about Shockwaves.
Yeah, we were talking about Shockwaves.
Movie. Oh, yeah, that's one of my favorites too. I love Shockwaves. I was saying that fucking my boy was in that, and he played one of the best Nazis of all times because he was a good guy.
Yeah.
When you first meet him, you're going like, oh, it's a Nazi, man. He must be a bad dude. But he was trying to save people from the fucking monsters. Which I thought that was a cool twist.
He must be one of the good Nazis.
He was just doing the right thing.
I know.
He was just doing the right thing. He scuttled his own ship, trying to protect mankind from these fucking Nazi zombies.
I was quoting Eddie Izzard.
Yeah.
Well, he's not one of the bad Nazis. He must be one of the good Nazis. Yeah.
Well, they had a lot of good people working for them. They just,
it was just
you didn't
people.
have a choice. They were just people.
Some of them didn't really have a choice.
You were gonna go into the service no matter what they told you.
Or you get shot.
And Peter Cushing fucking did a good job in that character. He classed that movie up, and that movie would have been forgotten without him.
He classes every movie.
Classed that bitch up. Yeah.
Like I said, I'll watch anything with him in it. American Military said, your crime memorial content is great. Thank you. I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, man, I haven't put a video up on that channel for a while. I should probably go and do something. I still write stuff for my crime immemorial blog. Like, I still have unsolved murder stuff going up like every day on there. But I haven't done any videos for a while. But I don't know. I came across some cases the other day that were kind of long enough that I thought, I was like, oh, maybe I should do a video of that. I'll get around to it one of these days. But I tend to do more stuff on my Scare Salon because, I'm always watching horror movies. I'm always, reading horror novels and stuff like that. So, but yeah, if you haven't seen my Scare Salon, I did, the Sentinel. I did a book versus movie comparison of the Sentinel, and it was really long. Like, as I rewatched the Sentinel the other night, or, a couple months ago, and then I read the novel, which I had never read before. And I don't know, I like book versus movie comparison videos. And I do a lot of those. Well, I don't do a lot of those, but I do some. They're fun to do, but they're time consuming, obviously, because you have to read the whole novel, you have to watch the movie, and then you have to go through like each scene and like, how is this different and how is that different. But I've done a bunch. I did the Sentinel, I did Hell House, I did We Have Always Lived in the Castle, the Shirley Jackson novel that was made into a movie for, was it Netflix? I don't know. The movie's okay. It's not as horror-y as the book though. I did The Ritual, that Adam Neville novel that they turned into a movie, which is a great movie, actually, in 2017. Actually, I think the movie was a little bit better than the book, just because I thought the ending of the book was dumb. And they actually changed it for the movie, which they did. And I did another Adam Neville one, too. I did No One Gets Out Alive, which the novel was great. The movie, which they made for Netflix, was okay, but they changed a lot. Like, they said it in the U.S. instead of the U.K., it's not as horrific. Like, the movie wasn't as horrific as the book was. They changed a lot. And they took out the whole last quarter of the book for some reason.
They're talking about the fucking Nazi zombies from Shockwaves.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you guys something. This is what it's like to be so young. When that shit came out, I know you guys are probably around the same age. When I first saw that bitch on cable, when Shockwaves starts off, it starts off with a fake documentary explain to you that the Nazis had zombies. And I believed it.
You were like, no way.
I was like, whoa. They had that shit?
Those fucking Nazis.
Yeah. Well, of course, they had a documentary
Sneaky
at the beginning.
Nazis.
They had an announcer say it.
So obviously it's true.
Yeah, of course, He even mentioned some dates. Fucking
it's just like
right.
those 50s big bug movies where they have all the stock footage at the beginning with that very authoritative sounding like narrator.
Yeah, an authoritative narrator, and I was like, whoa, okay.
So this is some real shit.
Yeah, and they were like, they had Nazi zombies, bro. And they never really said they were Nazis. They just said they were just fucking... did they say they were made out of the dead? Maybe they did.
I don't know. It's been a while. We did review that movie, but it's been a while since I've seen it.
They were impervious to cold and fucking pain, and evidently they couldn't be drowned. And they let them loose on the Eastern Front, where they had to be pulled off the fucking out of combat because they were attacking their own people. They were talking friendly Germans, and they had them up on that boat. And dude scuttled the boat, and they got out. And I think he was hinting that there were more of them inside the ship trapped in there. Only some of them got out. I had to see it again.
like I said, I'm pretty sure it's on, because I saw it when I was scrolling the other day.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe we should rewatch that. Because sometimes if we don't have anything to watch, because I usually watch new shit, but it's just kind of like, sometimes when it's just like an evening and we're not doing anything.
Yeah.
We just like to watch. Like I said, other night we rewatched The Funhouse, the Toby Hooper movie. And
great movie.
Yeah, which like I said, every time I rewatch that, I'm like, man, I always forget how good this movie is. It's really good.
Yeah, fucking Funhouse is fucking expertly made movie.
And it has
really well.
Elizabeth Berridge, who played Stanzi in Amadeus.
And she's nude in the beginning of it.
Yeah, you get to see her boobs and everything.
She's well built.
This was her first movie, actually. Yeah. They introduced her in this movie. And only a couple of years later, she was in Amadeus. Although, I mean, I guess because we looked her up, right? Because I was like, man, I don't remember seeing her much. Yeah. After Amadeus, because Amadeus is actually one of my favorite movies of all time. I love that fucking movie.
And there is some conjecture whether or not she was 17 or 18 when she did that topless shoot.
Because
her age was kind of like not really...
She looks pretty young.
Not quite sure, because when it was released, she was 18, but she was 17...
When they shot it?
During half of the production of that movie.
So
they don't know.
It's a little
Things
questionable,
didn't matter
but
back then. They weren't that strict back then.
I mean, it's not like she was 13 or anything.
Yeah, but
it's still a little sketchy.
Yeah, but no, she looks great in it. Cute as hell. And in Shockwaves, they had the cute girl that played fucking what's his name's wife from the fucking Dead Zone.
Yeah, like I said, she was in Dead Zone.
She was in Dead Zone.
Was it? That was the same actress that was in
Little Brunette
Invasion of the Body Snatchers too, right? The 1978 one.
I think she was. Yeah.
What is her fucking name?
She was young in that also, though. I think she might have maybe only been 20, maybe 21, 22.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers came out in 1978.
Yeah.
Dead Zone came out in 1985?
Yeah.
1984?
Shockwaves was 77.
The David Cronenberg one? And Shockwaves was 77, yeah. So she was a few years older in Dead Zone than in the other ones. Brooke Adams, thank you. That's right.
Brooke Adams, yeah. She's cute.
I couldn't think of it for the life of me.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you drink too much. I was like, I know this shit and I can't think of it. David Brown says Time After Time is a great novel by Carl Alexander. Yeah, I always knew it was like based... Ooh. I should do a book versus movie comparison of that. I never thought of that, but I probably should.
David Brown saying that Shockwaves is one of his favorite comfort movies. Yeah. That's funny, man, how me and you are clicking on the Shockwaves. Because I don't know anybody else that really likes that movie.
It's a cult movie for sure.
I liked that one, and I liked Death Ship. Remember the one with the fucking ship that had the fucking Nazi ghosts in it? Where they
he likes Nazi
ghosts.
It
was an a haunted SS ghost ship. They find it out on the middle of the sea, and it had all them fucking dudes frozen in the freezers, and the shit was still working. Remember that? It was fucking, some of the stuff was still working. There was ghosts on the ship. And they had all them dead dudes down in the fucking cargo hold in the water, and they pulled them up out of the net and shit, and all those dead bodies in the net, and the dude was fucking screaming in the middle of the pile of dead bodies. It wasn't concentration camp people; it was people that they were the SS was torturing. It was an intelligence ship, some kind of spy ship. It was a fucking badass little. That one kind of reminded me of Shockwaves. Creepy movie, creepy B movie.
It's kind of
but shot on location. In a fucking ship out at sea. And it looked like a creepy ass old fucking abandoned hulk. That's what it looked like. But it was some old ship that they got a hold of. They made a movie on it. It was fucking wild, man. Which reminds me of some of the shows that we've done on ghost ships. There are ships that are just floating out in there. One of them really was evidently infested with rats. And the rats were so starving that they were eating other rats. The rats were eating the ship from the inside. Imagine how those rats are living.
Well,
Cannibal rats.
What else are they going to do?
Yeah, man.
I mean, poor rats. I feel bad for them, actually.
A whole ship full of cannibal rats.
David Brown also said, I finally saw Sam Raimi's Send Help. It was great. Yeah, I've heard, a lot of good things about that. I want to see Send Help, and I want to see Iron Lung also. Yeah. Everybody's talking about those two. And David Brown says, I first saw Shockwaves on Chiller Theater. And yes, Tom, they were using dead soldiers. Shockwaves is one of my comfort movies. That and Frogs from 1972.
I haven't seen Frogs.
No, we did. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, Frogs.
Now, okay. Frogs was one of those 70s eco-horror movies. Now, that was the one where it wasn't just frogs, it was like all the animals that just got pissed off at the humans and were like, fuck the humans, we're just gonna, and they were all started working together, right? Like it was frogs and snakes and fucking butterflies and eagles, like all the, like bobcats, like all the animals were getting pissed off and like killing the humans, right? That's the one. I'm pretty sure that's the one.
Oh man, about. David and Burley Kev are fucking going on about Death Ship, that it's going to be getting released in 4K. And he's up on directors and everything. So yeah, he's a man of my taste. How the hell did you know about Death Ship? Damn, you're my brother.
Oh, like I said, I kind of feel like it's not a super well known, but it's a cult movie, like for sure, like horror nerds.
I was a kid, grew up with that shit. Those movies, I liked them, I loved them when I was a kid. They scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
That and Evil Speak.
Yeah, we reviewed that one
Evil
too.
Speak, that was a good one.
That movie's batshit.
I was in a military academy when that movie came out.
Clint Howard.
Yeah, Clint Howard, the Evil Speak, that was a good one. Fucking another one that was kind of forgotten.
The Evil.
Yeah.
From 1978.
Yeah, that was one of the
I feel like that's kind of that's a really good movie.
One of my favorites.
And I feel like that's a lot of people kind of forget
Evil
about
was
that
a really good haunted house movie. Yeah. And it had a couple different titles, but the main one I knew it as was The Evil. I saw it in the theater. My babysitter, Kimmy, who I had a huge crush on, she took me to see it in the theater.
When he was little.
Yeah, she was probably about 13 or 14. Yeah, she took me to see it. Maybe 14. And we were in California, and we saw The Evil, and her friend. We were like, through the whole thing. Oh, this is scary. You know, this looking fucking funny, man.
I feel like it would have done better if it had like a more distinct title, probably. Yeah. Because the title's sort of generic, and I feel like that was to its detriment.
You said 78?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was 78.
That meant I would have been 9.
I'm pretty sure that was 78.
So I was 9 when she took me.
Because that might have been, like I said, over my Scare Salon series, that might have been one of the... It was either one of my favorite movies from that year or in my, like, what do you call it? That just fell outside the top 5 honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Could have been. Yeah, Richard Crenna was in The Evil. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Oh, he knows it, man. David knows all this shit.
Yeah.
He knows all the shit. Evil Speak, Clint Howard, and the fucking Evil, Richard Crenna. That's right.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's my boy, man.
Evil Speak is crazy.
Yeah, I liked Evil Speak.
We reviewed that a long time
ago.
Dude
used the Apple IIe to summon the demon. To summon the devil.
As you do.
Pentagram and everything. Fuck wizardry. Remember that video game, Wizardry?
Yeah.
Fuck that. He was summoning the devil on it.
I'm going right to the sword.
Yeah, he got demonically possessed and was out fucking up the whole fucking academy.
I had an Apple IIe, and I'm pretty sure I never summoned a demon. Not that I know of.
Man, back in those days, fucking we saw the Apple IIe.
Not that I didn't try.
I was in the academy and saw the Apple IIe. We were so blown away about the games that you could play on the Apple IIe. Very few people could afford it. We assumed that, you probably could summon the devil.
I feel like that movie,
powerful.
Like nowadays,
powerful Apple IIe.
The premise seems kind of ridiculous nowadays, obviously, but but back then you were like, maybe. Well, it was just kind of like, you know how even up into the 90s, when the internet was first kind of becoming more widespread, like in the mid 90s, and I kind of feel like a lot of people just on the ground didn't really know what the capability of it was. So it's like they could make all these movies about computer hackers and shit, and computers could do like literally anything. Yeah. And people you'd buy it because you'd be like, yeah, okay, I can see that happening. But it's like nowadays you're like, nah, that's dumb.
His first computer was a Commodore 64, man. You're lucky. My shit was ghetto. My first computer was a fucking Odyssey 2. Magnavox Odyssey 2
I had
video
an
game.
Too.
Yeah, Odyssey
I think our first one, my dad bought it at Radio Shack, and back then, you didn't. It didn't come with a monitor. It just came with like the keyboard, and then you had to hook it up to the TV.
Yeah. That's how they were. Yeah. Commodore 64 was like that.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly. TV.
But ours was like the off Radio Shack brand, which I don't even remember. Was it Tandy?
Tandy. Yeah.
That's what we had.
Tandy.
That's what we had.
Yeah, they had some games for some of that. But the thing is that for a little bit more, you could easily get Atari. And Atari.
See, we never had an Atari. My cousins had an Atari, so I would go over there.
Yeah, my cousin had an Atari. I had an Apple II. Not Apple II, Odyssey 2.
Yeah, I had an Odyssey 2 also.
Odyssey 2 actually had some advantages.
It wasn't bad.
I liked the joystick a little bit better, and the graphics were a little bit better. The problem was it didn't have enough games.
Yeah, it didn't have a lot of games.
And the games that you had were knockoffs. There was like a fake Pac-Man. And a fake this and that. They were never.
They didn't want to get in trouble.
They were never leaders in game software. Atari was.
Yeah.
So even though they have fucked up games like fucking Raiders of the Lost Ark and fucking bullshit like E.T., you know what I mean? They had shit like that. They also had some really good games. Like, man, we used to love fucking. What was the name of it? Adventure. That was one of the first ones that came out, and it was like a Dungeons and Dragons game, and you're just a dot. Yeah. You get attacked by a dragon and shit.
You had to use your imagination.
Yeah, you're a dot. Adventure. That was one, and then
like video games nowadays, it's like they're just like fucking movies. It looks real. Yeah. But like back in the day, it's like you're this little dot with two legs on it.
You weren't even a dot. You were a square.
You're like a little square.
You were a square.
That's me. Wow. This is
it's the future. You're a square, and you're moving around, and it would go
really funny. Yeah. It looks so ass. But you know,
yeah, and you had magical items.
It was a big deal for us.
Yeah, and then there was like, hey man, fucking Gen X though. We had the best upbringing, man, because we had fucking game. Because we had imaginations. We do Dungeons and Dragons. Then later on, we grew up. We had fucking face game and fucking game in the club. Fucking communication skills. We had all that shit. We didn't need social media. We had our own social media.
We kind of grew up at like the exact right time.
We were in the middle.
Because like most of our youth was, you didn't really have computers, or computers were not super widespread.
You weren't sophisticated, yeah.
You know, there was no social media, so you had to like do shit in person or whatever. Yeah. But then we were still, when the internet came along, we were still young enough to get on it. So we experienced life on both sides. Like, we saw the whole thing as it was unfolding. So I think that's good, you know, because we were able to experience both things. I can't imagine what it would be like growing up now when that's all there is. You wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they do know because they see other movies and stuff, and it's really interesting seeing... you know, like sometimes you'll be on like a Reddit thread or something like that, and somebody that's like in their 20s will be like, you know, what was it like in the 80s? Like, what did you have in your house? Like, what, like they want to know, like they're interested. What was life like? What did you do like before smartphones? Like, what did you do?
Rode your bicycle.
Yeah, like so
on roller skates.
You know, they've seen movies and shit, so it's like they're not stupid, but it's just kind of like they want to know like from real people that lived through it. But like I said, I'm, you know, it sucks being in your 50s now, but I like that we grew up and got to experience both things when we were young enough to experience both things.
I was growing up in between California and Mississippi, and we got a little bit older between Mississippi and Brazil, because my parents are divorced, so I was always seeing my dad in Mississippi. And my mother and I moved to fucking Brazil when she joined the State Department. And if you're younger, man, it was a better time. At least for me, it was fun. I think maybe it had something to do with the way I looked. I guess I was cute. And
you and your Rick Springfield looking
ass. I was cute. Had Rick Springfield haircut and shit. Had long black hair. And
find that picture.
Yeah, I'll show you. And I grew up around a bunch of girls because my mother was in the horse industry. So she'd take me down to the barn, and the barn with all the English equestrian horses, and they had some Western riders there too. It was all girls of all different ages, from little girls up to teenagers to old ladies. Lots of teenagers. So I was growing up, you know, between the ages of like 5 and 10, surrounded by little girls, getting invited to their slumber parties. So I'm like an 8-year-old boy at summer parties with a bunch of 12 and 13-year-old girls. That's fucking great, man. I get in the fucking sleeping bags with them, you know what I mean?
Because he was like the little teddy bear.
I was like a little Pookie and shit, you know what I mean? And it was like my babysitter, fucking, you know, she was like only 13 or 14, you know, 13 probably. And, you know, and they'd be smoking pot and listening to fucking Led Zeppelin and shit, talking about boys, and I'd be listening to them, and I'd go, oh, man, this is so hot, man. These girls are cute. These girls are cute, you know. They give me a kiss, and they get kissing on the girls, you know. Just shit like that. and then going to the barn, and then by the time I was 13 or 14, we were making out with girls. And I don't know if it's still like that now. We didn't have easy access to porn, but we saw nudity. You'd see magazines and shit, you know what I mean? Fucking Hustler magazines, you'd find them. You knew about sex. You knew about sex.
Or you found your dad's stash.
Yeah.
That's what I found my dad's.
It was a lot more, once. It was not a negative time. Everything was real positive during the 70s and 80s. I guess you could say it was kind of like body positive. So, for me, you know what I mean? Time I was 13 or 14, I was already making out, you know what I mean? Experimenting, fucking, getting head and fucking licking on chicks and shit, Although, when you're actually talking about, like, sex, I don't think I actually fucking had straight intercourse until I was, like, 17. The rest of it was just, like, playing around. And I think most kids were like that.
That's probably about...
Yeah,
that's
most kids were like that.
An average.
I don't know if it's still like that now.
I mean, I'm not thinking... I'm talking about, like, just, like, penetrative sex.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like most people probably back then, 16, 17.
Yeah.
Most people I knew about that age.
Yeah.
Prior to that, though, you would do other stuff.
Yeah, making out.
Head, making out.
Yeah, grabbing titties and fucking... Here, come on, come on. They're going to be gone. Come on, let's go, And you're sneaking off,
Right.
And
I feel like that's like probably really common.
Yeah.
But people didn't actually have like sex.
Yeah, I was about
until
17.
16 or 17.
17, probably.
That's about right.
Yeah.
When you were in high school. They're talking about the movie Alligator from 1980. Yeah, I love that movie. Well, honestly, because alligators, we live in Florida, and I grew up in Florida, so it's like alligators, you see them every now and then. I've seen them running across the highway, shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so Tourist Trap. Tourist Trap's another extra.
Oh yeah, I love Tourist Trap. That's what I was gonna say next. Yeah, we reviewed Tourist Trap. We reviewed Alligator too, actually. Tourist Trap was actually, we reviewed that a long time ago. That was actually among the first movies that we reviewed.
Yeah.
Alligator, I think we did a couple of years ago.
Yeah, David, you're only a year older than me. I'm 57.
Yeah.
And
I'll be 54 this year.
The evil wasn't one where they were trapped, but it wasn't really a house that they were trapped in. They were trapped in a like a medical sanitarium, and that what they call it?
Weren't they gonna make it into something?
They were gonna make it into a hotel or something.
They were turning into some kind of facility.
Yeah, they were making it into some kind of facility,
like a school or something.
Yeah, so it wasn't a house; it was a huge. It looked like a huge hotel, but
like commercial building.
I think it was actually a school.
Yeah,
like a school that looked like a castle. Up in California. And it wasn't as old as it looked, from what I remember. Because I remember doing some research on it.
Yeah, because like I said, we reviewed it a long time ago.
I think it was a place that they built to do like seminars and fucking, you could get fresh air and get more healthy back when people believed that weather and temperature would cure your ailments, you know what I mean, before medicine.
That was very common.
It was a place like that.
Back in the Victorian era. They'd be like, do you have tuberculosis or something like that?
Come out to this place.
Yeah, go to Arizona or wherever.
Yeah, and you'll be fine. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which, I'm not saying that it's probably, if you have certain ailments, it's probably not great to be in an area that's like wet or cold all the time. But I don't think it makes as much difference as people think.
Yeah, Dave. The 70s, 80s was a different world. I mean, I remember growing up, I still have some shit, Heavy Metal magazine and shit like fucking Conan and a lot of animated nudity and sex and the shit that we were watching and just thinking that shit was fucking hot as shit. And I was living in California at that time as a kid, going to Southern California Military Academy. We would go to Lakewood Skate Park and then go to Lakewood Shopping Mall, and they had a hobby store there that had all these little lead figurines for Dungeons and Dragons and all different kinds of like Star Trek games and everything. And a lot of these little figurines were like little nudes, like little nude hot chicks that the guys were painting. They look like little nude pirates and shit like that. And fucking Conan with his nude bitches and shit. I just loved it. You know what I mean? It was 70s and the 80s was just a different time. And they had no problem with little kids having access to that. It was just normal, and there were little kids having little nude figurines, nipples and everything, in California people didn't care. And we would go fucking to Sequoia National Park. My aunts would take me and shit. I was probably about 12, 13, 10, 12, 13, and you'd show up at some of these lakes and fucking everybody be nude. And there were teenage girls and young girls, and they're just like a nudist colony. But it wasn't. It was a national forest, and they were out there just fucking smoking weed, and it was kind of like the hippie days. They didn't care about taking their clothes off. It was just weird. I didn't take my shit off. Yeah. But, you know, little kids didn't have to. But, like, you know, the teenagers and the adults just walking around nude.
Yeah.
And forest rangers and shit, park rangers walking around. Hey, you know, guns are... Like, they didn't even notice. Didn't care. Just another time, man. California was a trip back in those days.
I kind of feel
They probably don't do that now.
No.
But that was like the hippie days. Flower power and shit like that. Love children and shit.
Well, and I think a lot of things changed, too, when... You have to think, too, like, back then, nudity, like, porn wasn't as ubiquitous as it is now. Like, now, it's super easy for anybody, like, children included, to access porn whenever they want to. Like, even, like, freaky shit that you probably couldn't get back then.
From what I remember, the vibe of the time, the nudity wasn't sexualized.
But, yeah, it was just kind of like...
It was like, well, you're supposed to be nude. We're in nature.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was kind of like
it was kind of like a hippie whole.
Yeah, it was like a hippie thing.
You know, particularly out where you grew up.
Yeah, and they were smoking weed too.
You know, it's like I grew up in Florida, so it was a little more. I grew up in Daytona Beach, which is kind of rednecky.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I was on Reddit earlier today, and there was a whole ass thread called "Why is Daytona Beach such a shithole?"
Why is Daytona Beach?
And I was like, I grew up there, no argument here. But you know what I mean?
It is not a shithole, people. It's just the people that grew up here take the place for granted.
Well, no,
it's
what it is...
nowhere near as bad as, say, like, certain places in fucking...
What it is that Daytona Beach in particular, there's always been kind of a push and pull in Daytona because they don't have all the shit that Orlando has, like all the resorts and the theme parks and everything, but they did have a beach, which Orlando does not have. The beach isn't the best beach, but you could drive on it, and it has NASCAR, and it has like a very heavy like biker culture, so a lot of people are into that. But the thing about it was that for many years, and I remember this because I lived literally 2 blocks from the beach, maybe not even 2 blocks. I lived like across a parking lot from the Atlantic Ocean, like in the late 80s and early 90s. And we used to have spring break. Like MTV came to Daytona Beach every year, and they had a big concert. Thousands and thousands of people came. It was a huge fucking deal. Like, we had college students puking in our front lawn. It was the whole thing. But after a few years, like, it was annoying. I'm not going to say it wasn't, because it was. But that did bring in a lot of revenue. Having MTV there, having all these big bands there, shit like that. Shit, I even saw some good... I saw the Psychedelic Furs and shit like that. Like, they came and played. So I saw some good bands there. It was mostly shitty ones that I didn't really care about, but I saw some good ones. But after a while, like, the little religious-y people decided, well, we can't have all of these spring breakers here getting drunk, and we can't have all of these strip clubs, and we can't have this, that, and the other thing. We need this to be a family tourist destination. And how the fuck well did that go down?
Yeah.
Not very well. Because the thing about Daytona Beach is that it was always known for spring break, and it was always known for biker shit. It was known for Bike Week and Biketoberfest. That brought in 500,000 people, like, a couple times a year, and it was like a huge boost to the economy. And when they decided they didn't want to do that because they wanted to be more family friendly, it just kind of, a lot of the businesses left. There really wasn't, you don't get paid much there. So a lot of the, it doesn't really have like any super big industries. Like NASCAR is still there. Like the track is still there.
Yeah, but that racetrack can't support a fucking whole.
And that's, so, and it's like I said, even if you have worked there, because I did for many years, you don't get paid much. And from what I've heard, I haven't been back in a while, but I've heard that, like, the homelessness problem has gotten really bad because no one can afford shit anymore because there's no jobs, and stuff like that. It's a retirement place more than anything else. So I can see how, I mean, it always had sketchy areas, Even when I was growing up there.
It's redneck.
But it's real redneck.
Yeah, look, he's talking about Vampirella. Back in those days, bro, I remember Vampirella being everywhere.
Let me get out a drink.
And some of the Vampirella that I remember seeing, turns out that was Frank Frazetta. Frank Frazetta did a lot of Vampirella work. And some of his originals are still out there that are real famous. But I remember there was like a Vampirella comic book, and those covers showing up at the newsstands a lot. They were sexy as hell. I mean, she's a vampire chick, goth as fuck, long, skinny legs, boobs. The little fucking red outfit that barely covers nothing. The fucking real low-rise little shorts and a little... It's like a bikini, basically, with little black boots. If they're going to make a movie of that, man, they got to do that shit like 300, animated. And it's got to be done in a Frank Frazetta style. Because I don't think that outfit would look right. I don't think there's very many women that could pull that outfit off and have it look believable in actual film. That was just a weird story. But I remember Vampirella.
I gotta pee.
Another ones that I remember, man, if you remember from those days, do you remember Eerie and Creepy?
Everybody remembers those.
Man, those were really good horror magazines. I'd love to see some of those. It's been forever since I've seen them. Some of that shit would scare the shit out of me as a kid. If you guys know what we're talking about, they had these big comic books. They were like animated magazines. And they were pretty adult. There was nudity in them, a lot of gore. And I think it was called Cousin Eerie and Uncle Eerie and Cousin Creepy, or I think is what it was. It was just Creepy and Eerie. It was two different comic books. I think they were related. It might have been the same company. Because a lot of the art looked the same. But each one might have had 4 or 5 different stories, and some of them were ongoing. So each issue would come out. Some of the stories would be continued. And it had one where it was like happening in a Victorian era where there's like this rage virus making these people become fucking psychopathic fucking serial killers and rapists and shit. And then there's regular people, and it's like in Victorian England, they're trying to keep the fucking the plague down, and it's just all kinds of weird shit happen. They find a damn baby underneath the fucking building, eating a corpse of her dead mom and shit, and they rescue the baby. That was one of the characters, and I was like, oh, and they're showing this rotten chick, and the baby's like fucking eating it and shit, and I was like, oh man.
Yeah, they had some fucked up art in that.
Fucked up shit, yeah. And the doctor, he rescues it, his wife rescues it and everything, and they raise the kid on their own, and I remember that part. And they just had all kinds of weird shit. There was a Conan type series that was going on. It was like kind of like Conan, just barbarians, and they find this big fucking mobile hive of like man-sized ants, and they're just fucking running across the countryside, eating and killing everything, decapitating all the people.
As they would.
And they're just a bunch of like man's-like ants.
Mance.
And they're mance. And they're carrying what looks like a huge fucking stadium on their back. And fucking the Conan dude realizes that if you spread some of that they were blind. He realized that they were blind, and if you spread their blood on them, that you would smell like them, and they wouldn't see you. So they run across the top of them, and they get into that damn thing that they're carrying, and it's like the fucking size of a coliseum or something. And it's a big old egg sack with the queen up there, fucking drinking something or smoking something. I don't remember. They go in there and kill. She's got something in her mouth. I think it was smoking or drinking, and fucking he jumps in there and kills her. And saves everybody. Because as soon as she dies, all the fucking mants kind of dissipate and go, like they lose their leader and they just fucking walk off in random directions or they get killed. That was a good one, man. That one went on for like 3 or 4 episodes. But those comic books were wild back then.
Man,
like I was like 12, 13 reading that shit.
I bet they cost a pretty penny trying to get those nowadays.
I have some old. I think they were expensive back then.
I have some old like Weird Tales and Taboo and stuff, but I don't think I have any of those.
If I remember correctly, they might have been like $1 or $1.50 when
back in the day, which was expensive. Yeah,
that was expensive.
Well, horror comics, like I said, that was kind of a niche.
Yeah.
Like I feel like nowadays it's not as you had to kind of be a monster kid to be. And that shit would
be right next to Fangoria magazine.
I had so many Fangorias. I wish I still had them.
Yeah. Fangoria magazine, if you guys are too young.
I have some Fangorias, but none that old.
Fangoria was a fucking bizarre magazine when you were a kid, because what it was is it was about horror movies, and they would have still shots of the most graphic fucking gore from the best horror movies of the time.
Yeah, because it was very special effects.
Real special about special effects. Yeah. Fangoria,
which I was always into.
And Fangoria was like one of the few times where you see we didn't have VHS back then, so you couldn't freeze frame, and you could only see it in the film at the time when you were watching it in the theater. When it was gone, it was gone. But the first time I got a really good look at the xenomorph from Alien was from Fangoria. They showed fucking some stills of it, and I was like, yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah, that was a really good, that and like stills from American Werewolf in London. I remember that. The Nazi werewolf with the fucking MAC-10. Remember that fucking guy? Yeah.
Gotta love that.
All kinds of weird shit. Dudes with their throats slit open from Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I had so many. And Fangoria, much like Playboy, except in a much more fucked up fashion,
it was like gross
would have like a centerfold. Yeah. And you could pull it out. But it was always like some gory...
Yeah.
So I had so many like centerfolds from Fangoria like on my walls when I was growing up.
Yeah.
I had Predator. I had that was when I was in high school.
Yeah.
I had I think I had that American Werewolf in London one. I had I had a couple David Cronenberg ones. I think maybe I had one from Scanners. Shit, I'm trying to remember. But it's like, yeah, I had like a bunch of those little fold out centerfolds that had like the gory shit from Fangoria, because I love that stuff.
Yeah.
And like I said, I had back in the day, there was a documentary, I can't remember what it's called now, but there was a documentary about Tom Savini that came out in the 80s. And I got it from the video store, and then we used to have the thing where you could, record one tape to another tape, like the dual deck VCR. Yeah. And I taped it, and I watched that fucking documentary so many times. Like, for a long time, I wanted to do that. Like, and Tom Savini, I don't know if you know, but I don't know if it's still open, but he has a horror special effects makeup school in Orlando, that you can go to. And I wanted to do that for a long time. I just never got around to it.
The Europeans are in there talking about creepy and eerie. Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. Evidently, they weren't available in Belgium, one guy said.
Yeah.
But you could get them in England.
They're pretty...
He said they were not for kids. No, they were not for kids.
No, absolutely not.
No, they showed beheadings.
They were very graphic.
I think they showed sex in them.
They were very graphic.
And fucking bizarre shit. And they were really good stories. And when you were like 12 or 13, it was mind-blowing. We grew up hard back in the 70s and the 80s.
We loved that shit.
We were feral children. They weren't protecting us.
And like I said, I was a girl, and I loved that shit.
We loved it, yeah. we were introduced to the possibility of bad shit can happen to you awful early, which I think that's what you need to tell kids. That's what like grim fairy tales were about that. You tell kids early on when they're physically helpless that no, there's shit out there that will hurt you. You be careful. And fucking that's what kept you safe.
Yeah, probably. I mean, not everybody, because bad shit.
They still get them anyway.
Bad shit happened back then a lot.
Oh man, we'd be walking around, and if any dude pulled up in a car, hey, guys, we would all run.
Yeah,
we would all run. If anybody stopped,
because that happened.
Us anything, we would just fucking run, and we were like fucking.
You guys, 8. That happened a lot.
No adults. If you were an adult in a car and you slowed down to ask us anything, we were fucking instantly gone.
Stranger danger.
We would all fucking run in different directions.
Yeah, I had that happen a few times.
Yeah.
Because the creepy thing is that, and I think this is probably still true, is that girls get way more attention from creepy older dudes when they're 10 to 17 years old.
Yeah.
Once they're in their 20s, you don't get that as much anymore. You still get it. I'm not saying you don't. But I'm just saying the bulk of it is when you're a child.
Yeah.
A lot of pedos out there, y'all. So, watch your ass, is all I'm saying.
What could be different things? I'd have to be there to see what it is.
Nah, there was a
pedo
lot.
Shit?
Oh, yeah. Big time. Very common. Just really common. That's all I'm saying. I was pretty much every girl I know got approached and or molested or something like that when they were that age.
Damn.
Yeah. Or they had something bad like that happen when they were that age. I mean, thankfully, the worst that ever happened to me was like dude trying to get me in his car, but I don't remember how old I was, but I was not that old. David Brown said, bet that was the Scream Greats Savini document. That might have been it. But I got it from the video store in 86, I want to say. Something like that. And I taped it, and I used to watch it all the time.
Tom Baker says that when I was 10, I bought 4 of those comic books in London. I can't remember if they were the same, but boy, they were not for kids. They had short, scary comic story collection. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the stories, each book, each comic book, probably had about 4 or 5 stories in it. Some of them were standalones. They were just for that issue. Some of them were continuing across many issues. So the continuing ones is what kept you buying it. But they were good. They weren't in color. Just the cover was in color. Everything else was black and white.
Much cheaper.
Yeah. Now, some of the ads were in color. And they would have ads for all kinds of cool shit in there. Fucking monster masks, posters, head stuff, you know what I mean? Fucking head stuff, like shit for smoking weed. It had all that.
Oh, yeah, they had a bunch of that stuff.
Fucking t-shirts.
Little models you could paint.
Yeah, fucking, and then you'd like an advertisement for like getting a subscription of the comic books delivered to your house, that kind of shit, and lots of ads for books, like fucking Conan books and sci-fi books and shit, stuff like that. They were good. They were good, but like I said, they weren't for kids, man. Heavy Metal, that was another good animated comic book. That was in color though, and that one was kind of across the board. Some of the stories could have a pretty sexual lean to them. Other ones were just more violence. Some of them were like sex and violence in the same story. Some of them just weren't violent or sexual at all. It depends on how good they were. They just had pretty good stories in that one back in those days. I don't know. Evidently, Heavy Metal is still around. I don't know how good it is.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while.
But back in the 70s and the 80s, that was fucking awesome shit.
Well, I want to say
the animation was really good.
I want to say too that like a lot of the eerie, creepy, all the EC comics, that was what inspired Stephen King and George Romero to make Creepshow. Even though Stephen King wrote those stories, their original stories, but he based them off the same idea as like a lot of the
eerie and creepy.
Yeah. Like because he grew up reading those.
The covers were fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You'd be a kid of the day and you'd look at it didn't matter. All the covers were awesome. It'd be some
like
demon,
all those fucking melting dudes and all that
or
kind of shit.
A woman's head and like the bottom of it's fucking rotten and it's like a skull. Just and they were kind of look like airbrushings. It looked like some of it looked like Frazettas. They were just really good covers, and everything was like intriguing. You're like, oh man, I should get that.
Well, yeah,
and
that's
wasn't like something your mom would want you to get though.
Well, no,
your mom, your aunt would let you get it, but your mom wouldn't let you get it. Yeah.
See, I was kind of lucky in that regard because even though, growing up in the 70s and 80s, you didn't really meet a lot of girls that were into horror. I didn't really know any other girls that were. A lot of, boys were.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. It was just something that attracted me as soon as I could talk, as soon as I could read, I was into, like, scary shit. Like, I loved that. I loved it. And, my parents did not get it. They probably still don't. They're in their 70s now. But, they don't like horror. They don't like it. So I don't know where I got it from. But they were okay with it. They were just kind of like, you know what? We don't get it, but she's into it, so it's okay. Like, they didn't tell me I couldn't have it or I couldn't watch it or anything like that. They were all right with it. So I had in my room growing up, it was probably like half punk and new wave bands, and then it was just like half horror shit.
Yeah.
And they were like, Weird, but okay. Like they didn't, and I'm just eternally grateful for that because I don't think I would have done very well in an environment where I was told that I couldn't be that way.
Yeah.
Because I don't know any other way to be. That's just the way I am. You know what I mean? It's just, that's the shit I like. And it's like, if other people don't like it, oh well, I don't know what to tell you. You know?
Yeah. All right, Jen. Well, look, man, it's 11.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to shut it down.
Oh, yeah, David Brown said not many girls into horror back in the 70s
No.
and 80s. Yeah, tell me about it.
No.
I know that feeling. I felt like I was the only one.
Yeah.
But, I mean, now I feel like it's probably half and half. And actually a lot more women are into true crime, too, which I'm also into. But, yeah, I found it kind of difficult because a lot of... And the weird thing about it, too, is that if you're a girl and you were into horror back in those days, like, you try to talk to boys about it because they knew about it and they thought you were faking or you were, like, a poser.
Yeah.
Which I guess is kind of, like, similar to more modern, like, gaming culture. Yeah. Like, they think girls can't possibly be into that or know anything about that. It was kind of the same kind of thing with horror. Honestly, I still get comments sometimes, like, on some of my videos, wow, you really know what you're talking about. I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't I?
Yeah. I've
been into this shit since I was like a child. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm really into it. I'm like not faking. But yeah. Yeah, Tales from the Crypt, Vault of Horror, and Haunt of Fear. Yeah.
Well, they're mostly used to e-girls that are using some kind of a mechanism to get views. Like, she doesn't like video games, but she's pretending to like video games to get views.
Which I get that, and I understand that's a valid concern because you're just trying to get for clout or for views or whatever. Yeah. But it's just like I make videos about shit I'm interested in. I don't really care if anybody watches them or not. Tom knows, like, if I left to my own devices, I will watch crime and horror shit 24/7.
Yeah, it'll depress me. I can't.
Like, Tom can't watch it after. He's like, can we please, like, can we put on something funny?
Laid, you're going to turn this shit off.
Yeah, he's like, can you please put some on? I was like, but, you know what I mean? I will watch depressing, gory shit all fucking day long and just be happy as a clam.
To me, it's too realistic, so I'm like, nah.
You know what I mean? I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with me, but it's like, that's just how I roll. Sorry. All right, but yeah, so it's getting kind of late. We're getting your...
we gotta go to the club tomorrow, man.
Yeah, we gotta go to the club tomorrow night. So I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun Valentine's Day. We're gonna have some steaks. Gonna open some presents. Go out dancing to some 80s music. It'll be super fun. We'll let you know on Monday if anything bad happened with anybody that showed up that we didn't want to show up. But it'll probably... I mean, it will be fun anyway. We always have a good time anyway. So yeah. So, thank you everybody for hanging out with us this Friday evening. It is Friday, right? Yeah. Thank you for your super chats and the awesome discussion. This is fun as always. We will see you guys again on Monday night for the movie review. So, hopefully you guys can all join us for that. Don't know what movie it's going to be. I never do. We'll figure it out sometime this weekend. But yeah, we'll see you guys again on Monday night. Have a very good weekend, everybody. And good night. Oh, and happy Valentine's Day if you're into celebrating that. Good night.